Let's see. It's loading up. Is there a better way I can watch this? Because I haven't done this on the laptop.
No idea. I haven't.
Because what does this do? Oh, this is
Oh,
too
it's
big.
full screen. Yeah. Because you want to see the chat, right?
Yeah, I can't see the chat.
There's no button that. Oh, there isn't.
Isn't there like a smaller
like a
player?
mode. There's usually a theater mode, but it just makes it a little bigger.
Yeah, this has no theater mode. Okay, whatever.
That's cool.
Okay, so the live stream ended up starting 40 minutes late, but I guess better late than never. So I'm assuming whoever's watching this now is just watching the replay of the live stream. And if you missed the streams or you missed the time that I go live, it's twice per week, usually on a Saturday at around 12 noon till 2 o'clock. Now, the purpose of today's stream was I went to my friend's house or friend's office and to talk some YouTube stuff, some analytics, some mindset, and how to grow a channel. And this is coming from a place where I've grown to just over 1,000 subscribers, and you have
109. 9,000.
Okay, so whoever is watching right now, this is my friend Brian.
What's up? Oh, which camera? That camera.
Which camera?
We
This
have
camera.
so many cameras set up. I don't even know. I was looking at the laptop.
So we have 3 cameras going on. So he's recording TikTok content at the same time?
Just some Instagram Reels, TikTok stuff. I'm gonna cut it up and just put them on the social medias, different social medias.
Yeah. Hey Mohammed, what's up, bro? How you doing?
What's up? What's up?
So Brian's channel, he's sort of like a professional videographer who has a lot of tutorials, mostly with Final Cut Pro 10, and more special effects type of stuff.
Professional,
I would say. Well, you're more like a videographer than YouTuber, right?
I guess so. Yeah. So YouTube is like my full-time thing now, but I still do like a lot of client stuff. So I still am like part videographer and part just like content creator, right? So
do you consider yourself more of a YouTuber now than less of the videographer?
I guess so, because majority of the stuff I'm doing is for YouTube.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess so. I just don't like calling myself a YouTuber sometimes.
Yeah, it's like kind of cringe,
yeah,
right?
it sounds,
it's kind of cringy.
So I try to stick to like creator or content creator.
Content creator.
Yeah, content creator is good. Okay, I'm cool with that.
So my hope with this stream was hopefully some people show up in the chat and ask some questions if they have problems with growing their own personal YouTube channel. And if they don't, then I'll just kind of ask Brian my own questions where I'm struggling with. Because the interesting thing is that Brian has gone from 0 to 100,000. So he knows how to transition or how to grind when you're only at 1,000 or you're at less than 1,000. You're struggling and you feel like no one is watching your content. So I kind of want to give my viewers the opportunity to kind of ask someone who has been successful on the platform, because I feel like it's great to learn from people that have achieved something, right? Because I can't give advice on how to grow to 100,000 subscribers because this is something I've never done. So it doesn't make sense, right?
It's crazy because I feel like I'm still learning a lot, right? So I went through a lot of times where my channel did blow up, but then there are a lot of times where it was just kind of like, I guess it was kind of just hovering on just maybe 20, 30 subscribers a day, when before I was getting like 300, 400, right? So it was a big drop. And I'm still trying to figure out like, how do I get my channel back up there? How do I get my channel back up to where I'm getting that many subscribers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just noticing it's consistency. And this year I haven't really been as consistent, but I feel like if you're consistent and producing the quality stuff, then it will get there, but it is still tough, man. It's a grind.
YouTube's a grind, for sure.
Dude. You know, man.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Muhammad says, waiting for your video on dopamine fasting. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting.
Is that on your list?
It is on my list. The problem is my list is like 50 videos long.
Jeez, like, I wish I had
Here, I'll actually show you. I can show you right now. I'll show you what I do. So I use Google Sheets.
I have like 3 on my list right now.
So this is how I plan every video per month, right?
That's crazy.
And the date that I'm gonna
Dude,
So
you're
right
so
here,
organized, man.
video on the 7th, AMA live stream number 9
Yeah.
on the 14th, and then I have this on the 17th. So I planned it all out,
Do
right?
you change it as you go sometimes? Like if you
Yeah,
think of like a better
sometimes I'll swap them in
topic
or
or
out.
idea? Yeah.
So I go month by month basis. But
Dude, you're
then
way more organized than I am.
these are all the,
Like, yeah, other ideas.
yeah, like titles.
You should share this. Oh, actually, you don't. I don't know if you want to
Yeah.
show your
I can, but
future video ideas.
I
It's
feel
pretty
like this
cool.
is gonna mess up this
Yeah,
stream.
yeah.
So, anyways, what I have is I have a Google spreadsheet where I've listed like 50 different possible videos, like my experience of being a degenerative gambler, dropping out of university, my self-development habit tier list, life as an INFJ, like all these minimalism versus essentialism. These are all like topics within my niche, so that whenever I have a week where I'm creating a video and I don't know what to do, I
Yeah.
kind of just go to this and I'll
Yes.
skim through my list and be,
Yeah.
oh, what's interesting? What do I want to talk about?
Yeah.
And then I'll pick one of these and then I'll throw it into my slot
Yeah.
for the month.
Dude, that's smart.
So
You should share this template.
share this.
The template, like just like on your as a download or something, just
Okay.
to organize your stuff. That's cool, man. I wish
Yeah.
actually I might grab this from you if you don't
Oh,
mind
yeah?
either. It just organizes it better.
Yeah, and then I know what
I like
number
it,
of video
yeah.
I'm on, and then this rows if I wrote if it needs
Yeah.
a script, and this is if I have B-roll or not.
Because for mine, I just have a document, a Google Doc of all my ideas, and then the ones I like are on like the top, but it's not organized by like date.
Oh, okay. I use my Google
Yeah.
Docs like this. It's just all writing. It's just
okay.
it's just hundreds of
Yeah, for each video.
just ideas that I just jot down, and then this is where I kind of get
Mhm.
organized. But it's good because every month I'll plan out. I pick for what I do first. I pick my 2 days where I'm going to have a live stream.
Yeah.
Right. So I put these 2 days in, and then I try to fit in 3 videos around those 2 live streams.
Oh, okay.
Right. So this gives me direction.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, after today, the 14th,
Mm-hmm.
on the 17th, I plan on posting this video, how I stay
okay.
productive with a job, baby, and YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
the 17th is Tuesday. So I know tonight, tomorrow, and then Monday night are the only days I have to get that
Yeah.
video done.
Oh, okay.
So I have a clear goal in my mind of what I want to do,
That's good, man.
right?
Yeah.
So it gives me
It's
structure.
really organized, man.
And then if I can fit in another video between the 17th and the 27th, then I'll put it here.
Yeah.
But if not, then the next thing on my
You just
list
shift.
will be the next
Okay.
live stream.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool, dude.
So
Like-
these actually end up, I don't like these. So what I usually do is when I
You just
don't,
put it back in the.
I take it out and I paste it at the bottom.
Yeah.
So at the very bottom is like where all my reject
Yeah.
items go.
Mm-hmm.
And near the top of the list, or these are the things I kind of like,
Yeah.
where I'm really leaning towards these ideas.
Yeah. That's how usually I do too. Like my document, I'll have the list and I'll put the ones I like at the top.
But
But that's it though. It's not as
Yeah.
organized as yours. Yours has like the dates and and everything just organized
Mhm.
for each month, right? So
Yeah.
way better.
Hey, Jesse, what's going on? Hey, Forrest is here. Forrest is...
Yeah, I've been
The-
seeing Forrest
you
in
seen
your
Forrest?
yeah in your chat. What's up, Forrest?
She's like, I think the only person that's made it to every single live stream, I think.
oh, your
I'm pretty
biggest
sure.
fan.
Yeah. I love the support. How you doing, Forrest?
What's up, Forrest?
Hello to your friend too. I do something similar to that, but with Notion and drag and drop the
Notion?
idea. Yeah, Notion
Is
is
that
like
another-
that app that all those
Oh, okay.
productivity.
I've never actually.
YouTubers use.
Let me look it up. Notion.
Yeah, Notion is good because it kind of has like structure. It has
Mhm.
like widgets, and you can. It's more malleable than
Yeah.
Google Docs. Google Docs and Google Sheets are very basic,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can't like kind of drag things around, but
Mhm.
Notion you can kind of
Oh, okay.
yeah. See, like you can
Yeah.
sort of plan things out
That's
better.
cool.
Yeah.
Actually, I worked with a company called Milanote. It's called it's similar. It looks kind of similar to this. Actually, it's pretty cool. The only thing is, I haven't been using it.
No.
And it's cool too
Milanote?
because you can kind of like organize everything.
Organize
It
your
reminds
stuff.
me of that the other one that I just saw there.
Because I feel like if anyone that wants to create a YouTube channel,
Yeah.
or is thinking about starting one,
Mm-hmm.
just having that clear direction of what you want to do is so huge. Like,
Yeah.
Today is August 14th. I'm doing a live stream. Then maybe
Yeah.
next Saturday, August 21st, I'm going to post a video. And
Mhm.
then once you know that date in your mind, that you have to post a video on the
Yeah.
21st, then when it's the 18th, it's like, okay, I got to start filming. The
Yeah.
19th, I got to start editing. The 20th, I got to start rendering. So
Yeah.
you already have a predetermined plan of action of what you
Yeah.
want to do,
No, that's true.
instead of just being like, I need to create a video,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're kind of just like all over the
Yeah.
place. You know, I guess some people can do that, but I just feel so
I've been,
unorganized
yeah,
that I just can never get content
yeah.
out.
I've been talking to Mary, my wife, for those watching, but we've been trying to plan it out where it's like one day at the office will be for planning, another day will be for shooting, another day will be for editing, and to have something like what you have, kind of like organized, I think
Yeah.
it'll make everything so much better. Because especially having kids, right? Everything's just
Yeah.
kind of like thrown off. But like
Uh-huh.
if you can have like a kind of like a foundation or like a base to kind of go off, I think it helps a lot. So
Oh,
I'm
for
gonna
sure.
definitely try it out, man.
Yeah, because you got to find a system that works for you,
Yeah.
right? Let's see. Forrest says the timing works for me. Yeah, Forrest lives in Kosovo. You know where Kosovo is?
Oh, Kosovo. What time is it in Kosovo right now?
Let's find out. Kosovo time. It's like in Europe, right? 6:50 p.m. So that's
Okay,
6 hours. 6 hours ahead. Jesse, normally I'm asleep at this time. It's 2:20. 2:20 a.m.
Where's Jesse from?
Wait, I think Jesse's in Australia.
Oh, okay.
I think so. Is it
2:20
Australia?
a.m.
I remember.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be Australia.
I remember he commented on one of my videos, and I went to his channel, and he posted a video, his first video. I can't remember if he kept posting. Yeah, there we go, Australia. Okay, I remembered, bro. I remembered. Keep. Did you post your next video yet? I have seen Lana Blakely showing everyone how to use Notion. Seemed simple. Yeah, Lana Blakely is like, her content's really good. It's also good to see that like a self-development YouTuber is not just all guys. I don't know why it's such a common thing for like so many men to be in self-development. I don't know. It's always nice and refreshing to see videos from Lana. I do follow her stuff. I think she's from Sweden. Have you ever heard of Lana Blakely?
What's her name?
Lana Blakely.
No.
She
does self-improvement.
Yes, like sort of like my niche.
Yeah.
But like very interesting. Yeah, I took a break and starting to slowly get back into it now. Not happy with my quality, but can't improve properly without posting. Yeah, see, like especially with YouTube, everyone has this problem where you struggle with like the quality of your videos. And this was like a huge problem for me because when I started, I had my phone. Like this is what I used. I used a front-facing camera on my phone, and then I could never get that depth of field where you can blur out the background, and the quality just wasn't crisp.
You can get down on the phone, yeah.
But it kind of prevented me from posting.
Oh, okay.
And this
you felt your quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know me and you, we share this mentality of kind of quality over quantity, where we sort of put our best effort into our work. But I've sort of changed my mind a little bit on this, and I think in the beginning, when you're starting off your YouTube channel, it should be quantity over quality.
Yeah, because you want to get out there, right?
Yeah, I feel like you should just keep making and posting more and more and more, and then kind of figure out the quality later on.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I agree with that.
So I think that when people say quality over quantity or quantity over quality as like an absolute, it's incorrect. I think it depends on the path in your journey. So
it's different for everybody.
Yeah, like for you now, quality makes sense because you're 4 years in.
Yeah, 4 years in. So I try to focus more on the quality when I'm actually providing people, right? Instead, before it was just like, oh, what can I do a video on? Oh, a lens, or I'll do a video on a filter. So I was just like banging out different videos all the time, right? And some of them were just really, really quick and bad.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to get stuff out, right? And I guess that's how the algorithm picked me up.
It's because like, you're
posting a lot. He's consistent. A lot of people like his tutorials.
Yeah.
So let's put him on there. Actually, yeah, I've noticed that once I started focusing more on the quality, that's when it actually dropped a little bit, which is kind of weird. But the thing is, for me, I want to take the time to make the video, right? I don't want to just rush it and not feel good about what I'm posting. So
yeah, of course, because you want to take pride in your work too, right? It's just that now when I think about it, like that's one of the biggest mistakes that I made is that first year I tried to post, I don't know, a video every week or a video every 2 weeks, but I was so focused on quality. Whereas if I just got in the reps, if I just kept getting in the repetitions, the posting videos, editing, getting a little bit better over time, then naturally the quality is going to get better on its own.
Oh yeah, it will.
Right? Because in the beginning, I feel like it doesn't matter how much effort you put in.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I started off, if I put in 100 hours
Mm-hmm.
into a video and put in like my best effort, like and try to create the highest quality product I could,
Yeah.
there's a cap on my ability
Mm-hmm.
because I'm only so good at a certain level,
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah.
So I feel like that ceiling that you have will increase as you put in the repetitions
Yeah.
and post more.
Yeah.
So I think my mentality has changed a little bit. This is something that I kind of regret. I wished I focused more on quantity in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Forrest can't stay. No worries. Thanks for coming by, Forrest.
See you, Forrest.
Let's see what Jesse's saying here. Hold on. Okay, Jesse said, I took a break and started to slowly get back into it now. Not happy with my quality, but can improve without posting. Also unlisted everything, but starting to learn to keep it up. Ages I used to know how to edit so fast, and well then I stopped editing for 2 to 3 years and I came back and wasn't good. I'm starting to do quantity learning what I want to actually do to complete my ideas, then dial it in. I believe the quality naturally comes as you develop and tone in a look and style.
And that has to do with like the consistency too. Like the more you do it, the more you, I guess, get better. Like I want to use my camera, for example, my new Sony A7S III. When I used it a lot, like I got used to the camera and I knew where the settings were, but then I stopped using it for like 6 months because of the pandemic. So when I picked it up again, I'm just like, oh man, like where is this? Where are all the settings? How do I do all this stuff?
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like with everything, it's just if you're consistent, you'll keep improving. You'll keep improving. You'll get to know stuff. You'll get to know how it works. You'll know what's working for you on YouTube, right?
That's
so
true.
I think consistency is so important.
Another thing that's important that Jesse mentioned was unlisting videos.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is something that I learned early on, was that even if you have a video that you think it's bad, like just try to leave it up.
Yeah.
Right? Because I have this video on my channel where I took my GoPro to the park.
Yeah.
And I recorded myself doing a muscle up on the pull-up
bars.
Still have
that up.
Yeah, and I was just playing around, right?
Yeah.
I thought the video was shitty. There was no good editing. There was no like any good sound effects, or it was just like GoPro.
Yeah.
And just super basic footage. And I was like, who's gonna watch this? Like it sucks. I wanted to unlist it.
Yeah.
But I sort of just left it. And then for whatever reason, like it got picked up by the algorithm. And now it has like 30 something thousand views.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you should try to not unlist your past work.
Yeah.
And just kind of like leave it up, because you never know what it could do. Or never know what it could become. The only time where I feel like you should unlist videos is if it doesn't relate to your niche anymore.
Yeah, and I did the same thing because when I first started posting on YouTube, it was like all my wedding videos and like commercials that I did for other companies, and then I started doing tutorials, right? So I'm like, a lot of these videos don't really make sense being on the channel. Like it shows my work, but it's not really related to it. So yeah, that's why I unlisted it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like if it's not relevant, then why not just unlist it, right?
Yeah, because I had videos that were like about what I was eating, the type of cardio I was doing. There was all this like fitness stuff. And then I realized I was kind of fading away from fitness and gearing more towards general self-development. And so I was like, wait a minute, like my YouTube channel is not about cardio and running and, eating chicken and vegetables. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't about that anymore. So then I unlisted those things. But the muscle up video, it still had relevance because it was part of one of those like 30-day challenges that I had. And I ended up doing more of those. So I kind of like made a whole series by accident.
Yeah.
So it sort of still does relate to the stuff I do now. So that's why I kind of left it up.
Yeah, that muscle up video, I remember, was so
it's
good.
Weird,
like,
right?
The quality, obviously, because you're using a GoPro, but like what you provided in that video was so good. Like the content, and just like the progress of you like trying to do that muscle up. And you also met someone random at the park too, which kind of added to the video, right?
This guy was
really cool.
jacked. There was like a guy that was like shredded. He had no shirt on. I was like, yo, who is this guy?
He's got to document everything, right?
I know, it's just so funny. Let's see. Jesse said, yeah, that's what I'm doing now. I took down everything, including that video of mine you commented on. But last week I put that and some other small videos up. Yeah, that's good, man. Just just keep going at it. Just keep posting. Keep trying to like there's this saying that I've heard where people say you should just post and ghost. So like post the video and then just move on to the next one right away. Like don't get hung up on the quality, the views, the analytics, or how the video is doing or progressing, and sort of just move on to the next one and work on the next video. Or maybe you can work on maybe a little bit of better editing, or maybe you can try adding a music track, or just improve your next video in some way, right? It doesn't have to be like a monumental way. It can be a small one, right? And I figure like I think that's a key to growing when you're starting out. What else did what are the mistakes that I make when I started? I should look back at my channel right now. That's a good one. I've heard people say document, don't create.
Yep.
Which makes sense also. You've heard of that?
Yeah, Gary Vee talks about that a lot. Just document everything. Don't worry about like creating and making everything really good. Just document everything, like what you did with the whole progress, right? With the muscle up, yeah.
Document, don't create.
Yeah. So it's more just like capture everything.
So just like film.
Don't worry about it. Just capture everything, and then you can make a story out of it, right?
Oh, I see. Document, don't create. That's interesting. So that was by Gary Vee.
I heard it from Gary Vee. I don't know
from Gary Vee.
Yeah.
Document, don't create. That's a good one. Also, it's like all these little tips. They're all helpful, but only if you apply them, right? Like post and ghost, document, don't create. Like these are all valuable information and tips to use in order to grow your channel, but it's like they're all useless unless you put them into action, right? That's like a big mistake that I had. I was so caught up on like analytics in the beginning and trying to create like the perfect video. I kind of like that though. Document, don't create. Huh.
It also like motivates you just should not worry about like being so technical about everything, right? Just capture everything that's happening around you, and just don't worry about if your shot's good or if your angle's good. Just document, like just shoot whatever's in front of you. Don't worry about it.
Just forget.
And a lot of people have been able to make content that way, right? Just kind of like just capturing what's around them. So you never know what you'll be able to capture.
Yeah, and then figure it out later.
Yeah. Then you improve it as you go along. If you want to change your style.
Yeah, that's true, because I never planned to meet that guy in the park.
Yeah,
he just happened to be there.
I think that part added so much to your video. That part of him
that was
being
so
there,
fortunate.
that was pretty cool. Yeah.
That was so random.
Yeah.
Right.
And you were just documenting your thing, right? Your progress. So,
yeah, I put the GoPro on like the monkey bars across from me. I just hit record and I just left it. Right. I think something you do well and what I enjoyed with your content is that you provided good value with your videos. Oh, okay, that's good. See, like usually when I create videos, I'm always thinking, is this video going to be educational or is this video going to be entertaining, right? Like that, I feel like that's what YouTube is, either education or entertainment.
Yeah.
You need to provide some type of value. Right? Yeah. And I was like, am I an entertaining person? Well, not really. My voice is pretty monotone, kind of boring, talk kind of slow.
Yeah. No.
Like I don't have that Peter McKinnon personality.
Right? I guess you don't really have to. Yeah.
But like in the beginning, I would try to fake it. I'd be like, I'd be all like super ecstatic, and I would talk louder than normal, and I would like do all these things.
I was actually watching a lot of my videos too. I'm just like,
you can tell
I was trying so hard to be like someone different.
Yeah.
Like, hey guys, what's up? Come join me.
Guys.
Yeah, it was cringy. It's so cringy.
Yeah, it's like that Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, that super extroverted, outgoing personality. It's beautiful. It's entertaining. It's really nice to watch. But at the same time, like if that's not you, then you're just gonna come across as like a fraud almost.
Yeah, and this is why I try not to watch a lot of YouTubers, not because I'm like hating on them or anything, but I just don't want it to rub off on my style. And sometimes I just do it without even knowing it, right? And I feel like back then I used to watch a lot of Peter McKinnon. I used to watch
Peter McKinnon.
Casey Neistat too, because I love his vlogs, right? So and I saw that in a lot of my videos. It started to kind of shift that way, like to his style, the way he talked, right? So that's, I don't know. I don't know if it's a bad thing to say, man, but that's, I try not to watch it as often,
Yeah.
just so that it doesn't affect my style. Right.
I think if you watch their content to gain like inspiration,
Yeah, yeah,
but if it's affecting your own personality, then I feel
yeah,
like you need to be
exactly.
very self-aware
Yeah,
of that,
exactly.
right? Huh.
I don't know. I just saw it in my content. I'm like, maybe I need to watch a little less of these guys because I don't want it to seem like I'm just trying to copy their style. Right?
Yeah, that's true because you also
That's just for me. I don't know if it's how everyone is, but just for myself, like I
Mhm.
noticed it.
There's also this mentality of like when you see someone else's work
Yeah.
that's so much more successful than you are,
Mm-hmm.
your brain kind of goes through this like path of thinking where Peter McKinnon did this
Yeah.
and he became successful, so I need to do that too.
Yeah.
And it kind of bleeds into your personality, even though you might not know it, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like we see people that are successful and we want to imitate them,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's like what human beings naturally are like.
Mm-hmm.
If they see someone doing something, well, how are they doing it? And they try
Yeah.
to tend to copy and gravitate towards that. And it's like I kind of have this same problem too when I see
Yeah.
some of these more well-established YouTubers in my niche,
Yeah.
especially the ones that have like really good video editing.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel like, man, how
You need
come
to
their
up
editing
yours.
is so
Yeah.
good? I need to be as good as them, or else my video is
Yeah.
gonna suck.
Then you
But
start comparing yourself, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's just like this
No, I do that too,
horrible
man.
spiral that you
Yeah.
go through, right?
I think a lot of people, I think most creators do that. They end up watching people and they start comparing themselves to the other creator. Like, what am I doing wrong? Well, how come they're succeeding and I'm not, right? Like, I don't know. That's why I try not to watch it as often. Not because, like I said, not because I'm hating, but just more like so it doesn't affect my style.
Yeah, it's like a disease.
Yeah,
It's a disease
it
of the
is.
mind.
Yeah, it's kind of messed up though. I wish it wasn't like that.
Yeah, it's like you see someone that's successful
Yeah,
and they're doing something with their life that you want to do too. You
yeah,
want to reach that level of success. So naturally you just kind of like, oh man, should I talk more like him?
mm-hmm.
How is like Peter McKinnon so interesting and
Yeah,
outspoken? And it's like, oh, my voice is so boring. I need to, be more like him.
yeah, yeah.
Or else no one's gonna watch my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's this horrible
Right.
mentality that you have. Hold on. Something you mentioned about focusing on analytics and ideas is something I'm trying to get better with. It's under the idea of analysis paralysis, where people get stuck in the idea of starting. Yeah, I feel like the analytical stuff, everyone, everyone gets stuck in. Like even on my phone, every day I go into my phone
Mm-hmm.
and I go into that YouTube Studio app. Every
Yeah.
day I go into the YouTube app and I go to the part where it's like analytics and views and like this thing. I don't know if you can see that. But every day when I wake up, I'm looking at this. As I'm like instantaneously wake up. Oh, how is my channel doing? How many subscribers do I have? And I feel like everyone has this problem where the amount of views you get, it's just never enough.
Yeah.
Because I remember the days where I was getting 3 to 5 views a day, and those views were me, you, Tina, and then maybe like my brother or cousin or something.
Yeah, yeah.
But now I'm getting like 100 views a day, 200 views a day, 300 views a day. But then you would think I would be like 300 times happier than before, but I'm not. You feel the exact same way now than you did then, where it's not enough.
Yeah.
Right. And now that I have getting 300, oh, I want 500. I want 1,000, and you always like you want more. And I feel like the analytics tab, it's not like a trap, but it's like a trick that they're playing on you, where you can't control your addiction to it. Right?
I don't think you'll ever be happy, man.
It's hard, man. Right?
That's why I stopped looking at it. Unless I'm like doing another video and I want to make sure like I'm doing a topic that's doing well on a channel, then I'll look at the stats.
Then you will look at the
stats.
But
before too, I used to check it every day. I'm like, oh, how many subs did I get today? How many views did I get today? Right? Or, how come I got this many dislikes on this video? Right? Like every day, it was like constant checking, like throughout the day.
Yeah.
And now I just kind of like, I don't know. It was affecting me, so I had to stop. Right? So I stopped doing it unless I'm researching a video where I'm like, okay, I want to do another video similar to this. Then I'll just check the stats and see how it's doing and stuff. And I think that's the best way to do it. I know it's hard not to like look at your views and subs, because I don't know, you want to see if you're growing or not, right? But if it's affecting you, man, like I don't know. I thought about deleting it too, but I'm like, it'd be kind of stupid because I kind of need to check other stats, right? So now it's just like, just not thinking about it for me. Like don't worry about the subs, don't worry about the views. I know the past year hasn't been the greatest for subs and views, but whatever. I'm just gonna keep making what I like, and that's it. Like I'm not
Hmm.
gonna worry about anything else.
Yeah, it's sort of like, for me, it's like a gift
Yeah,
and it's a curse. Because the analytics tab, it gives you valuable information and it gives you hints on how to create other videos that will perform well.
mm.
You see your click-through rate, you see your audience retention time, you see where people stop watching your videos, and you can use that information to create a better video next time that will hopefully
Yeah,
perform a lot better. So I feel like if you use the analytics in a responsible way, when you have a
yep,
purpose where you're seeking information on how to better your next video, then I feel like it's good.
yeah,
But if you're like me, where you're just mindlessly scrolling and refreshing just to see how many views
yeah,
you got, I feel like that's when it
yeah. It'll
becomes a
affect you,
problem,
man. Yeah,
right?
it'll affect you too, because you'll be. That's when you start comparing yourself to other people. You'll be like, how come I only got this many views?
Mm-hmm.
I worked
Yeah,
so
that's
hard on
true.
this video. Honestly, the videos that I worked the longest on, like I did this documentary that I did for like weeks, got like the least amount of views on my channel.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. That
like,
was so good.
and the ones that I've
Oh,
like that took me like maybe a day or two to do, those ones are the ones that are like blowing up, like they're blowing up on the channel. And it's so weird. You just never know. You never know what's gonna do well,
yeah, it's true.
and it's discouraging when you see stuff like that, right?
Oh, Ray's here. Hey,
Oh,
Ray, what's up?
RR from the
RR from the
north.
north. What's going on, Ray? Um, I still look at mine, but I haven't uploaded any videos in a while. Yo, Ray, you gotta upload more of those
Yo,
drawing
no,
videos.
he got one of those one wheeler thing, and he got a
Oh,
Insta.
yeah, the
He told
unicycle.
me yesterday he got the Insta 360, so he has a 360 camera now.
Oh, that's the one with the
Yeah,
stick. You
yeah,
hold the
and you
stick.
see like it turns to like a globe sometimes.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
yeah, yeah,
cool.
yeah.
I don't know. I never got into it, but it's really cool.
That camera's so
Yeah.
crazy. Let me see. I don't plan to look at mine for a while properly until I create effectively. I believe it's natural to always want more, but it's like aiming for a goal and milestone instead of getting excited and being proud. We instantly jump to the next goal. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, right? It's just like even when in the beginning when I had like no subscribers, and I was like, man, if I could just get to 100, I'll be so happy. That's like 100 people that are like subscribed to my channel, that are watching my videos. And then I get to 100 and it's like, man, I want to get to 500. And then I get to 5 and I just want to get to 1,000. It's just like, as soon as you hit that goal, your mind automatically creates another goal that you just kind of want to try to achieve. And it's like a drug almost. And it's so hard to maintain your perspective and kind of not get, taken over by the numbers. I feel like it's a very difficult thing that like all creators, regardless of your niche, I
Hmm.
feel like every YouTuber goes through this problem of analytics and numbers and likes.
Yep.
It's a whole
Yeah.
social media dilemma,
There's
right?
yeah. There's a guy. It's actually my friend of mine, Zach Ramalan.
Oh
He
yeah,
made a
yeah.
video on that, just like where you compare yourself a lot. It's really good. I suggest maybe I'll link it to you guys later. Send it to your followers. But it's really good watch, man. He just talks about like comparing yourself constantly, how it affects you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Does he talk about what he does with it?
Yep. Yeah. He talks about the whole thing. It's a good watch. I don't want to spoil it. I'll just send you a
Mm,
link.
okay, I'll check it
Yeah.
out after. Just remind me.
Yeah.
His channel's good, man.
Yeah. His channel's pretty good, but it's
Yeah.
just not the algorithm is just not catching it. It's so weird. His
Yeah.
quality is so good.
Yeah. That's why like YouTube is so hard.
Yeah.
It's so it's such a hard thing to become successful at. It's, man, like, I understand the struggles and when
Right.
people
It's yeah.
quit, and it's so frustrating to put in like
Yeah.
hours and hours of work
Yeah.
of writing, filming, editing, creating thumbnails and titles and playlists and all these things you have to do in order to try to be a successful creator on the platform. And then you get like 14 views or something and you
Hmm.
just feel diminished because
Yeah.
your work is not getting that recognition that you think you deserve.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like it's sort of not your fault and it's out of your hands. It's not in your control. It's up
Hmm.
to these it's up to a computer basically,
I know.
right?
That's so weird, man.
It's such a
Yeah.
strange phenomenon because I feel like the algorithm, it rewards content that might not be the most informative
Hmm.
or the highest quality. And it's sort of just like clickbaity stuff that, people can't resist or they'll keep watching rather than something that's like super well done.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like there's some videos, like speaking from a creator in your niche, like that Daniel Schiffer does.
Oh yeah.
Like like the quality of some of his stuff is like
Yeah.
amazing. right?
Yeah.
But then like it doesn't get picked up for whatever reason. You have this like amazing video that's just sitting there. It's just
It's
not
just so
not getting any
random. Yeah.
traction, right?
Yeah. Like, he's doing well now. He's doing well now. But like, yeah, there is certain videos that's like you just watching. You're like, oh, this video's gonna blow up, but then it doesn't do well. So I don't really know. I don't know how the algorithm works. It's still that's why I always try to just have this thing where it's just like where it's balanced, where it's like I create stuff that I want for myself, and the other time I create stuff that I feel like the viewers and the subscribers will like, right? Just so
Yeah.
that you're still like you're not so it doesn't like feel like a job, right? Because you don't want it to feel like a job, especially for me since I'm doing YouTube full time now.
Yeah.
I don't want it to feel like a job, so I try to make it more fun. I try to do stuff that I like that I actually enjoy, and then I'll do stuff that okay maybe they'll like this more than what I enjoy, right? So I kind of balance it out a little bit.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
What
Yeah.
what was the point where you're able to go YouTube full time financially?
Like in terms of
Like
subscribers,
subscribers
I
or
think
whatever.
I think when I hit around like the 40,000, maybe 50,000.
40,000
Yeah,
subscribers.
because I was getting. It's funny because I was actually getting way more views around that time than I
And
was getting
now.
now. Because that was just the time where it was just blowing up, right? Like the subs per day was
Oh,
up,
okay.
the views per day were up. So a lot of companies were contacting me. Like there's still a lot are still contacting me now, but that part of like my journey so far was like the craziest. It was just like insane, like
Oh, okay.
constantly like, hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
So around that time, I think 40, 50K,
40,
which is
50,000.
not much, right? If you think about it, it's a lot, but it's not like it's so doable.
Yeah.
It's so like I feel like if you're just consistent, you can get there.
And that's for like a full time income, pay all your
Yeah,
bills, support your
yeah,
family.
yeah. I was able to drop a lot of the other stuff I was doing and just focus on this around that time.
So I feel like if someone's in a position where they're not like me and you, where they're
Hmm.
younger, they might
Yeah,
not have a family, they might not have kids, they could even do it full time with even less
probably.
subscribers.
Yeah, and it depends on your niche too, man. Like I feel like there's some niche where I don't want to name her, but like she's in a niche where she has way more subscribers than me, but she doesn't get any sponsorships.
Oh,
So
you told me about
yeah, yeah.
this.
So there's certain niche. It depends to what you're doing, right? Because I guess I'm in a niche where it's a little bit easier to get sponsored and get brands on board
Oh, okay,
because I use a lot of the
yeah.
products in my videos. But with her niche, it was just harder because she doesn't use a lot of that stuff, right?
Oh, man, that's
But yeah,
tough.
it depends too, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what you're doing.
It's like the people in finance.
Yeah.
You see, like the finance niche, it's like all
Hmm.
about
Oh
money.
yeah,
So there's so much money
yeah,
in money, right? So there's so much
yeah,
advertisements and sponsorships in the
yeah.
finance niche, right? Because naturally that's where the money is,
Exactly. Yeah.
right? But at the same time, I feel like it's a huge mistake to pick a niche just because of money.
Yeah.
I feel like you should just pick the niche that you love and then
Hmm.
figure out the money side later
You'll,
if it works
yeah,
out.
you'll get called out that way too, man. Because I think people will see that you're not really into it, that you're really just after the money when you're doing stuff that
Yeah.
you don't really enjoy or
Hmm.
like.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if I started creating videos on Amazon FBA,
Hmm.
you're gonna be like what are you
Bro,
doing?
I'll text you straight up.
Yeah,
Yo,
you're
what are you
like
doing, man?
what are you
What are you
doing?
doing, bro?
You're just like trying to make a quick
Check.
buck, right?
Ah,
It's like
yeah.
I get it. Ray said he'll be uploading something. I gotta catch up in the comments. Insta360 is so easy to use. It takes so long to transfer. Are the
It
videos
does, yeah.
big?
Well, the one that I had, the first one, it took so long to transfer. I don't know if the
Really?
newer ones are a little
Oh.
smaller.
Yeah, it's a weird place. Like they just want watch time and click through rate and keep clicking. It all depends on niche equals RPM and CPM. Amazon, Shopify, and all. Yeah, like Amazon,
Hmm.
Shopify, drop shipping. Like, all those
Yeah,
business niches, investing, crypto,
yeah,
all of that stuff. There's so much money in those niches,
yeah. I
right?
know.
But I feel like all that stuff is pointless unless you have a passion for those.
Yep.
Like, if you're really into cryptocurrency, like if you love Bitcoin, if you
Hmm.
follow the articles, if you follow the trends, if you go to
Yeah,
coinmarketcap.com every day, then yeah, make a Bitcoin
yeah,
channel, right? Like, but for me, I was in I was interested in Bitcoin for like 8 weeks.
yeah,
It wasn't like my passion. It was just something I was interested
yeah.
in temporarily, right? But if I were to go and try to make like investing in Bitcoin advice videos, like
Hmm.
it makes no
Yeah.
sense, right? Because it's not what I'm passionate
Hmm.
about. So Shopify is a good one too, and drop shipping. Those things make crazy money.
So much content on YouTube. Like so many things, so many resources.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like it doesn't matter what your niche is, even if it's like super super small, you
Yeah.
can be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Because I heard this quote once. This doesn't just apply to a YouTube; it applies to business in general. And it's like it's better to be a huge fish in a tiny pond than to be a tiny fish in a huge pond.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't want to be that super small channel in the whole niche of fitness.
Yeah.
Right. You want to be that super big channel in that specific niche of like um really good Olympic squatting shoes.
Yeah.
Like something very specific.
Yeah.
Right. But you're the big fish in a very tiny
Yeah.
pond. That's like better
Yeah.
to go after than try to be like, like try to be like the Casey Neistat of
Yeah.
vlogging or the
Yeah.
Peter McKinnon of filmmaking. Like
Mm-hmm.
try to be that, enter that huge pond, but you're just so small.
Yeah.
Like it's harder to
It is,
progress
man.
in that way,
Yeah,
right?
it is. And at the same time, if someone wants to get into like photography, YouTube, like
Mhm.
do tutorials on YouTube, I wouldn't discourage them from doing it anyways, even though there's so many people doing tutorials on like photography. Because everyone, I feel like, brings their own unique twist to things, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
like,
Right?
like if I watch a guy, like he might have more valuable information, but I just don't like his delivery. I'd probably watch another guy whose information is not as good, but like this delivery is just so good that I understand it better, right? It just
Oh,
depends
okay.
on who you connect with more.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like even if you're going to a niche that's like you said, I guess a bigger pond, don't get discouraged. Maybe start off by just jumping into that little pond and then or that big pond, and then just if anything, just kind of narrow it down later on if you
Mm-hmm.
need to. Right?
That's true.
That's how I started. I did general editing videos at first. I did like reviews. I hated reviews afterwards.
Yeah, I remember the you
Yeah,
review like the lenses and like
yeah.
microphones
And I'm like, I
stuff.
don't think I want to do reviews, so I just kind of focused on like editing and shooting and like how to make your videos better. So I kind of just narrowed it down a little bit more.
To like the
Yeah.
things you love.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. Do what you actually enjoy, and like you said, I feel viewers can tell fake interest. Yeah, like viewers are smart, man. They can tell when you're being fake. And also this is I've been thinking about this a lot too. You know how like when people always say pick a niche,
Mm-hmm.
and you need to niche down, you need to like figure out exactly what your niche is. I was kind of thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking if I could go back and give myself some advice like 2 years ago, I would try to explain the idea of niching down. And it's not just because you want to pick a niche and just stick to it. If you think about what's really going on, if you have a niche where, like, say how I started in the beginning, like I'm doing a muscle up, right? If you create a video on an exercise like the muscle up and someone watches it, right? What's going to happen is they're you want that viewer to binge watch your content.
Yeah.
Right? You want them to watch not one video. Like you want to make your channel with the intention of someone going to your channel and watching multiple videos over and over and over. So the whole purpose of niching down is if you have a video on a muscle up, but then your next video is about your car, and then the next video is about how to invest in cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
That initial viewer, the binge is going to end after the first video. So I feel like I know people talk about niching down all the time, but they don't give you a specific reason why, right?
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is if you have a muscle up video, and then you have a handstand video, and then a one-handed push-up video, and that is more likely to start the chain reaction of people binge watching your content, and that's what kind of propels your channel to success. And this is the mistake that I learned, right? Because I had a muscle up video, then I had a Rubik's Cube video, then I had the intermittent fasting video, and then I had a productivity video. Like they didn't jive with one another.
Yeah.
So I'd get people come to my channel, they would be one and done. Yeah. It's like one video and then they're gone. Because there's nothing else that was related to them. Yeah. And you can't start that chain reaction. Yeah. But I always knew to pick a niche, right? But I never knew why.
Oh, okay. So you didn't really get like
yeah, because I hear the advice all the time. Post, do thumbnails, and titles are important. Pick a niche, but I never knew why. Why do you need a niche?
It's because the algorithm rewards you for having your viewers stay on your channel, right? So if they watch your muscle up video and then they see like that push up video, they're staying on your channel. So YouTube is like, oh, this person likes his content, so we're gonna reward this guy, maybe push him a little bit, right? But if they're like muscle up and then something unrelated like a basketball video, then it'll be like, oh, they just left. They don't like his content, right? So I guess it lowers you. That's how I'm seeing it. That's how I'm when I'm watching other experts talk about it. They're saying you want to keep them on your channel.
Yeah, yeah.
So that makes sense. What you're saying,
Mm-hmm.
just kind of have just related stuff. But I guess a lot of people don't know why, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
don't get why you have to stick to this niche when you can just talk about whatever you want.
That's a
Yeah.
huge problem I had. Because when I started,
Mhm.
I was searching up all the tips I could.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do it the right way and to be successful.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, when I look back,
Yeah.
my best videos are doing a muscle up in the park,
Yeah.
eating a
That's
kiwi,
okay.
eating a kiwi,
Yeah.
and wearing the same shirt every day.
Yeah.
How are those interrelated?
Yeah.
They're so vastly different.
Yeah.
Right?
It is.
So someone that's interested in becoming stronger at pull-ups,
Mhm.
they're not going to care about wearing the same shirt every day.
Yeah.
Right? That has no relevance to them. They want to learn like, pull-up techniques, grip techniques, how to get stronger, exercise they can do, all those things that are related to that initial movement, right?
Mhm.
Whereas they see the next video is, oh, I eat a kiwi every day. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh, what is this? This is like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that is what I regret the most about how my channel came to where it is now. I had everything figured out sort of the wrong way.
Oh, okay. But I feel like sometimes you kind of just have to be more open and broad at the beginning, right? Just to kind of figure out what you want to do. Because when you're starting off, you don't know exactly. Yeah, you pick a niche, but you're not sure if that's something that you're gonna stick with, right? So that's why I kind of suggest to people to kind of be more open at the beginning, where you post like tutorial or like a review and then a vlog, and see what you like better and see what your viewers like better, right? And then kind of just start slowly niche it down afterwards.
Yeah.
Right. Even though it might affect your channel at the beginning a little bit because you're not getting the views, I feel like you'll get a better idea of what direction to go in.
Yeah, that's true. You know what's funny about that too? I had a video where I was talking about the food I was eating. And it was like how I eat 120 grams, 180 grams of protein all the time.
Yeah.
And then eventually I realized like I'm not going to be making much content about food. Like I'm not into the bodybuilding niche.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, this video, it's like it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But when I posted it, here it is here.
Yeah.
It was in conjunction with losing weight, high protein eating, and then muscle up. So like these 3 videos were like fitness related, diet related, food related. So they're kind of together.
Yeah.
And then it was doing really well. Right? It had all this like traction. But then all the videos I cared about, they weren't doing good.
Yeah.
Like they weren't doing good at all. Like I had that like a Jocko Willing video about productivity, wearing the same clothes every day, more like the stuff that I talk about now. And it's funny because what happened is, I don't know if this could maybe be a coincidence, but for the longest time I was just getting like no views at all. And I just want to show you what happened. Where is the video? It's like a food one here. So when I go to the analytics, it was like just taken off. And then I unlisted it. Oh. And around here is when my other videos started taking off.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I did this like experiment where I unlisted a video. And what's interesting is, so I posted this video. In the first 450 days, it got over 1,000 views. Right? And then I unlisted it. And then I listed it back like a year later, and all those views that it was getting, all that traction, it completely disappears. And it's look at this, it's all gone. That whole whatever this is, it's just completely gone. It's weird, right? Hold on, let me see here.
It's crazy.
Omkar, what's up, Omkar? Is that I'm saying your name right? I run my sister's channel, having around 25,000 subs. Oh, that's pretty good, man.
That's good.
But I make around $3 to $4. The motivation goes down and hurts some channels with low subs, attracts many views. Dang, is that $3 to $4 in AdSense?
Probably. I'm guessing it's talking about AdSense, but like I said, it depends on the niche too, right? And also, I feel like you got to be creative, because when I first started getting the sponsorships and the brand deals, I was proposing ideas to brands. So you got to reach out and then be like, hey, I like your brand, I like your stuff, I like what you do. I think you can fit in with my channel because we can do this and maybe bring kind of attention to your brand by doing this, right? So you gotta propose something to them,
Yeah.
and see how they can benefit from your channel, right? So instead of just waiting, like reach out, be the first one to reach out, and then you also get some reaching back out to you as well. So I feel like that's important at that stage around 25K to reach out to brands if you wanna
Mm-hmm.
have some money coming in, right?
Oh, that's interesting. Dang, that seems so low though. $3 to $4.
It does seem low for AdSense. How many views?
Art?
How many views per
Actually,
video
yeah,
are you
that's
getting?
true
Yeah,
because
it depends.
it's more about the views,
Yeah,
right? Like you could have 25,000
I'm
subscribers,
not
but
getting
if they
views.
aren't returning
Yeah.
subscribers, let's see. Jesse said, looking at your stats, it shows 178,000 views a month. So that's like 5,000 views a day.
That's
a
pretty
lot.
good.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So it's more likely your
Videos are getting claimed. Are the viewers watching?
Are they
legal
like
ads?
copyright? Are you posting a lot of copyright content, like music?
Huh.
Yeah, it doesn't make
if you're
sense.
getting
$34 doesn't make sense. That's like very
because
low.
I get like
Yeah,
$1 a day,
yeah.
and I get 250
Actually,
views
you
a
know
day.
what? Yeah, I don't know. It could. It depends on the niche too, right? Like some niches can get paid a lot, some get paid like nothing.
It says
Yeah.
art.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like an art channel. Because I wonder, like, are there some niches where advertisers like don't play? Oh yeah, here, see,
Yeah.
25,000 subscribers. Okay, so we're looking at your channel right now. How do I say that? Vaishab. I don't know how to say that name. Sorry. Holy, total views is 6 million.
Pretty good, man.
8 hours ago, 1 day, 4 day. See that? Couple hundred, 1.7K views.
Okay, so average is around. Okay, so maybe that's why the AdSense is a little lower, because the views are not as high, except for some videos. Some videos are doing really good. Consistency is there.
You know what though? Yeah. It's also you know what I learned too about AdSense? It's huge on the region that your audience members are from.
Okay.
Like like for me, when the majority of my audience is from the US, the AdSense pays so much more.
Yeah.
Where it's like countries where the currency isn't worth as much.
Yeah.
Like if it's like Mexico or like India that have like rupees or pesos.
Yeah. They don't get
like the AdSense is so much less. So I wonder if like if it's because it's based on your audience, right?
Yeah.
India. See, maybe that's why, right? Maybe the majority of your audience is in India, and then because the Indian rupee, it's a lot lower than US dollar, right? I wonder if that makes a difference.
Sure. I'm not sure how it works in terms of like AdSense for other countries. Because I know I never thought about that.
Because I know that advertisers will pay more, the CPM, for ads to viewers that are in the United States.
Okay.
Because that money, they have more purchasing power to buy their products, right? But if you're advertising to a country like, say, like the Philippines, where if you convert the currency into US dollars, it's hard, right? It's tough to get that purchasing power.
Well, I guess I think what they have to do is kind of like figure out another way to monetize it. Because I know another guy, I won't mention his name too, but he's from India as well. But he used other ways to monetize his channel, not just AdSense, right? So he had products, digital products. He had brand deals as well. So he reached out to different companies.
He has over 100,000.
Yeah, over 100,000.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
So I think you just gotta get creative with how you monetize it. Reach out to brands and just try to sell digital products, digital courses, maybe.
Yeah, because look, you have like the subscriber base, 25,000 subscribers is pretty good. And
or start a Patreon, something that you want to do.
Yeah, or Patreon. Right? Like, look at this, thousands of views.
Yeah.
Look at this, 6,000
views good. A day. For 25K, that's pretty good.
Look at me, 200, 100. So, yeah, I think that's the way.
Yeah.
Find other ways.
To monetize. Yeah, you can't rely on AdSense.
Like, this looks like art products. So, like, could you reach out to like art companies to pay you?
That's what I'm saying.
To like promote their products.
Like a brand of like marker. I don't know what she uses, but like pencils or markers. Like find a brand that that she uses, and then contact them, propose something. Be like, I can do this for you. Start off really small. My first brand deal was like not paid. They just gave me stuff. Another brand deal was like a couple $100.
Yeah.
So it starts off small, but like it's something, right?
Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how drastic this changes from one video 82 to 26,000.
I wonder why that one. What word?
But look how drastically
crazy,
the difference is, right? That's a huge like change in viewership.
That's YouTube, man. So random. You never know.
That's hard though, because like, if you have 25,000 subscribers and you're getting 26,000 views in a video, that's really good. That's really good. Like that means like a huge chunk of your following is watching it, and then you're getting maybe search traffic. Mm-hmm. But this one, if you have 25,000 subs, you only get 80 views. Like something's off. Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm gonna head off now, but might come back and watch the rest of this later. Enjoy the rest of the stream, guys. Also, not to sound rude, but I believe I've watched your friend. What's his channel called? Brian.
What's up, Jesse? Thanks for watching.
This is your full name, right?
Yeah, Brian Francisco. Later,
Oh, see you, Ray. Take it easy. Ray has that dad life. My 13-year-old sister makes his videos. Wow, that's impressive, man. That's really impressive. That's pretty cool. Yeah, see, it's hard to like give advice when like a niche can be so different in a completely different country. Yeah. And there's lots of different rules and restrictions and terms for monetization and stuff. Like it's hard, right? But I definitely feel like
you're both dads.
You're both dads.
That's true. I know how you're feeling, Ray. I gotta do dad stuff later too. I gotta do that dad stuff too.
Dad life. Hey, Tina made it.
What's up, Tina?
Tina. How's
Not too bad we weren't drinking bubble tea on stream. Make Tina jealous.
Drink some chat time.
Chat time.
What are you guys talking about? Just joined. We're just talking about like random YouTube advice for people watching. This guy in the chat, Omkar? Omkar. Yeah. Sorry, man, I'm butchering your name. Omkar. He has a channel with 25,000 subscribers, but he's not getting that much money off of AdSense, unfortunately. Because I'm pretty sure, like, if you search in Google's monetization policies, and if you like kind of read that thing, like the demographic of your viewer plays like a huge impact. Yeah. Like if we were to go to mine, I'm pretty sure the large majority of mine is American. Yeah. That's why like I spell my words with American English. Yeah. Like the word color, I don't use the U. Because I know that the majority of my
I've gotten called out a lot for that.
Have you?
You're from Canada. Why didn't you put you in your...
Oh, but you're catering towards your audience, I know. Right?
So now sometimes I'm like, should I just use it? Like, but then Americans have called me out. They're like laughing, like, oh, you have you in your when I spell color, like you have you in the word color. And they're like, LOL. I'm like, what?
Oh, really? Oh, that's funny.
Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just funny.
Yeah, so I'd recommend going into your analytics. And then going into your audience tab at the top. So in mine, let me see. Oh, I'm bad at the mouse pad. So last 28 days, 31%.
Mine's similar, actually. Mine's similar. United States and then India and then UK, Canada.
Yeah. But see, look, I have 31% viewership from the US, but only 4% from Canada. Yeah. So of course I'm going to spell the word color the American way, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or when I talk about like unit of measure, I'll like add in yards.
Oh, really? I've never done that.
Oh, no, you haven't? Oh, I think I've done that a couple times.
Extra step up, eh?
Or even like Fahrenheit.
Really? Oh man, no.
I think so. I think I've done that before. I remember.
It's really. Mine's similar. Mine's like 80% male.
83% male for my channel. Yeah, same. But also, this is the last 28 days. I think. Oh, okay. Last year would probably be better. Oh, 80%.
Mine's similar. Yeah.
Actually, let me look demographic. Oh, it went up 34% US. Yeah, so I would definitely check your analytics, go to audience, and check out the geography, right? Like that's gonna play a huge, huge role. What is all this? Returning viewers, new viewers. This is another thing that's like hard, man. Like getting used to the analytics tab. There's so much information. Like it's like
It's
information
overwhelming,
overload.
especially if you're like new to it.
Yeah.
That's why I try to just, like I said, I if you're new to it, probably stay off it for a little bit. Like you just look at it just to see if you want to compare what video to do next, but like don't get addicted to that stuff, man. Like I don't know. Like for me, when I was looking at that stuff all the time, it affected me so much.
Hmm.
It affected the way I thought about like how to create and just stuff that I was doing. I kind of questioned it. So.
But like, say if you have a video that's doing
Hmm.
really well,
Hmm.
do you go into that individual video's analytics and see like what's working, and do you use that to influence your next decision?
It
Your
depends if it's if I'm doing a video that's similar to it, I'll look at the stats and see maybe what I did right or what keywords are being used to kind of promote it, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I will go in and just kind of see if it's doing well, and if it's doing really really well, I'll probably try to do something very similar to it and see if it kind of feeds off it. Right?
yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense because
No,
you
it
kind of
doesn't happen
build
all the
off
time
that
though. Yeah,
momentum, right?
yeah. But yeah, I've done it so many times and it doesn't it doesn't really like bounce off it or like feed off it.
Hmm.
So that's the thing with YouTube. You just never know, man. It's just so random.
Yeah.
You just never know if it's gonna do well or not.
When you hit your like 100,000 subscribers, did you like had that sense of relief or like sense of accomplishment that you hit that goal? Like what was that feeling like?
Sorry, what was it? When I
Like when
hit?
you hit 100,000,
Yeah,
because I know 100,000 subscribers is a
yeah,
huge milestone because you
yeah.
get that plaque, which is it's
The
over
plaque.
there on the
Yeah.
wall. I can see it.
It
How what was that feel like? How was that feeling?
felt great, man, because it was like what, a few years. It took me a few years to get it, so it was a
Hmm.
grind. It
Yeah.
did take a while to get to that point. But I guess the closer I got to it, because before I was just like, when I get this plaque, it's just like the best thing ever to ever happen to me. It's just like it's gonna be the best feeling ever. But when I got it, I was just like, oh, cool. I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know if I wasn't just being thankful enough for it, but it just didn't feel like as amazing as I thought it would. So my next goal
Oh,
was just
okay.
like, I guess I had different goals when I got closer to it. Right, my goals now is just like to release something on Netflix, like a documentary or something, or a short film. Right, so it just, I guess my goals kind of changed, and that 100K wasn't as like big on my list. But like,
Oh, okay, I
don't get
see.
me wrong, I'm still very like thankful and appreciative of it. Like it was a grind, man. It took a while just to get there, so
Oh, did it?
definitely happy to get it, man.
Hmm. I feel like it's like a goal that everyone has
Yeah,
because for whatever reason you get that check mark that you're verified,
yeah, that too.
and then you get a
That's cool.
physical plaque in the
Yeah,
mail, and it sort of like
yeah, it
validates all the
does.
hard
It
work.
does. Yeah, it does. And I wanted, actually, I should have done two. I wanted to get one where it wasn't my name. I wanted to put my family's name because a lot of the videos when I first started, Nils helped me out a lot, right? And Mary helped me out a lot. So
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
I kind of wanted to dedicate it to them. So I could have, because you can put any name you want.
Oh, they let you
Yeah,
pick?
you let you put any names. So
Oh, okay. Oh, Tina asked, "What are you working on next, Brian? What's your next goal?"
Netflix documentary, but I don't know if that's the next thing I'm gonna do. But that's definitely like within a few years. I want to create something that I can submit to like a streaming platform
Hmm.
and hopefully get picked up. But that's more like a long term goal, I guess. But
What kind of documentary?
see, that's the thing. I don't know, but I'm really into like the sports documentaries. I love like the sports documentaries where they follow like say like an underdog and just go to show their progress and see how they're doing and stuff. Right now, I'm
Yeah,
watching this one called True North, the
True
rise of
North.
basketball in Canada.
Oh,
I
really?
haven't finished it yet, but it's yeah, it's really cool. It just follows like these kids who are like going through like the AAU circuits and just seeing their progress, right? And I like
Hmm.
that kind of stuff. But I don't know yet. I'm really open to like just other ideas right now. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do exactly yet, but it's definitely a goal
Dang, that's
to release
crazy.
something. Hopefully, get
Well,
picked up.
you're into like the high quality
Yeah,
filmmaking type of stuff, right? Like
hmm,
that's a like I feel like that's a natural goal
yeah,
for you to have because you know it's in your realm of possibilities.
yeah.
Like when I think of goals like that, man, that feels like so far away for me. Like
Why?
you
Why
know
is
what I
that?
mean?
Is
I
it
don't
because
know
of like
why.
in terms of gear? Is that what you're thinking of, or?
I don't know if it's a gear thing, but it's just like
Hmm.
I don't see myself as someone who is super competent with cameras.
Really?
I don't know
See,
why.
I feel like you don't even need, like, if that's something that you feel like you're not strong at. I feel like you can focus on what you're strong at. So I feel like your strong suit is like creating stories and like telling a story. You can
Yeah.
even get a team to do the videography part, right? But you kind of direct it and use your story.
Oh, I see what you're
So
saying.
I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people get turned off because the first thing they think of is like,
Hmm.
oh, I don't have the proper gear or anything. But I feel like there's
Yeah.
always a way to work around that.
I would
If you
love
can,
to
yeah,
create a documentary,
yeah,
but I wouldn't want to be the one filming and editing
yeah, yeah,
it. So that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
I think about that.
Yeah, it's a lot of work too. It takes a while, man, because with
Hmm.
the documentaries, you never know what you're gonna film, right? You're kind of like waiting. It could take. You can get your content in 2 days. You can get it in 2 years. You don't know, right? It depends when you're following them around, because you
Yeah,
don't want to
true.
release something that's just like mediocre or like the story's just kind of boring,
Hmm.
right? You gotta kind of have to follow them around until you get that thing that you want. So it does
Man,
take a while.
I would love to do some. I would love to do a big project though.
Yeah.
Like embracing the challenge of doing something that's difficult.
Mm-hmm.
That I think that's huge. Like doing things that are difficult is
Mm-hmm.
such a huge skill for people to
Yeah.
learn. And I know that when you say like you want to make a Netflix documentary, most
Yeah.
people are like, oh man, that's like
I know
impossible.
it
How,
sounds so overwhelming,
right?
right?
But if you have that mindset
Yeah.
where you already think it's not possible,
Yeah. You're
then
not
you're
gonna do it.
just setting yourself up for
Yeah.
failure because you have it in your mind that you're not going to
Yeah.
succeed, right?
Yeah.
Whereas if you have, if you think about it in terms of like, okay, maybe I'm not good enough now, but
Mm-hmm.
if I can work towards that goal
Yeah.
of creating a Netflix documentary, maybe in the future
Yeah.
I'll be one step closer or one step closer in terms of skill in
Yeah.
order to create it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that'd be
Definitely
that'd be
mindset.
super cool.
Yeah. I think, man, yeah. If your storytelling is really good, man, like I feel like you can create something that's really like intriguing, and I'm sure like you can probably get picked up if you have the right team around you.
Hmm. That's true.
If that's something that you want to do.
You know what I have
Yeah.
on my list? If I had to like say I took Tina's question
Mm-hmm.
and then I applied it to myself, I
Yeah.
want to write a book.
About what?
I have a couple ideas.
Yeah.
Like some on philosophy. I have a
Mm-hmm.
title. Um,
Someone's gonna steal your idea.
should I tell
I'm
you?
joking. You can talk about it. Yeah.
I'll write it here so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll find out if anyone has.
How
That's
to,
the title of the
how to
book.
jump higher in basketball.
That's the title of my book.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So that's going to be the
Yeah,
title of my book. So obviously no one is. Okay, so good. No one has a book on
Yeah,
anything
that's it.
close to that. So I don't know. I just want to like take ideas
Yeah,
that I have that kind of don't apply to YouTube videos because I
Mhm.
like the longer form
yeah,
content
yeah.
like
You
we
were
were
telling
talking
me.
about
Yeah,
earlier, right? But at the same time, my YouTube videos are sort of like the 8 to 12 minute
yeah,
range where I don't want to talk too long about it. I keep the
exactly.
longer
Yeah,
form conversations and stuff like the live stream and the podcast, which
yeah.
man, I'm really enjoying the podcast. The podcast is
You gotta
super
do
fun.
more of it, then, man.
Yeah, it's just
We
I
gotta
don't
find you
know.
some guests, man. We gotta find you some guests on there.
I don't know what it is. It's like I always try to reach out to people and I look for people who are starting off
Yeah,
on YouTube because they're sort of like more inclined to do something like a podcast
Mhm.
because they're hungry.
yeah,
They're trying to get after it. They still have that initial motivation
yeah,
and like drive to create and
yeah,
try different things, right? And then for whatever reason, it's like I always get people that don't want to do it, or they give me an excuse, or they
yeah.
say yes and then they don't show
Maybe
up.
they're scared or overwhelmed, or maybe they're just nervous, man. I don't know. Because I feel like, or they just don't take it seriously. I met a lot of people who just don't take it
Yeah,
seriously. Yeah.
I feel like that's like a thing you must have if you're starting off a YouTube channel. Like you need to take risks.
Yeah.
You need to try things. You need to be uncomfortable, right?
Mhm.
You need to get used to those difficult situations because
Yeah.
that's what makes you grow and improve as a filmmaker,
Yeah.
right? So like even for me, the longest time I hated vlogging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, I just hated vlogging. Like in public, you're walking
Yeah.
around with a camera, everyone's looking at you like you're some type
Yeah.
of fool, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, but it's a good skill to learn,
It is.
right?
Yeah.
So
You gotta practice not caring what other people around you say about you while you're doing it, right? And it takes time, man. I guess even now, sometimes I'm just still like looking around, like, oh, someone watching me doing this.
oh, really?
Yeah. Well, you just got to not care, man. Like they're gonna forget about it in 5 seconds. So just do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like if you think about like,
Yeah.
say when you see someone out on the street and they have like a weird shirt or they're
Yeah.
wearing something strange, you judge them in that moment
Yeah.
for like 2 seconds.
That's it.
But then the next day, do you even still remember? It's
No,
gone
man.
from your
Yeah.
mind, right?
In the next few minutes, you don't really think about it anymore.
Yeah,
Right?
you just like whatever. It's
Well,
like a brief moment.
That's just like life changing or something huge that's happening.
Yeah.
Right then, no. Most of the time, they don't remember.
You know what I saw yesterday? I was driving down this street in this commercial area at work, and all of a sudden, like a Lamborghini just like pulled up,
Yeah.
and then in front of the Lamborghini was like a old Dodge Caravan,
Mm-hmm.
and then the trunk was open.
Okay.
So the van was going like this, and the
Yeah.
Lamborghini was following this old van with an open trunk.
Okay.
And I was like, "What the heck is that?" And they're like coming towards me, and I'm like so confused, right? Because you see like this crazy, like super balled out Lamborghini
Yeah.
that had like fresh paint, it had decals, it had nice rims, like the full
Yeah.
deal, right? Not just like a regular Lambo. This was like decked out.
Yeah.
And I was like so intrigued, like, what is this? And then as I got beside them, there was a guy on his belly in the trunk holding a camera on a gimbal.
Oh, they're filming.
Yeah.
I didn't
So
think
the
about
trunk
that.
was
Yeah,
open, and he was like half his body was
yeah,
out,
yeah.
and he was just like filming the front of the
Wow.
Lambo.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And at
Yeah.
first you would think like, oh,
That's
look
funny.
at who is this
Yeah.
loser is recording a Lambo. But in that moment, I was like, good for that
That's
guy.
so funny.
You know, good for
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's like taking that risk to like create this. I don't know if he's doing like a gig job for a client or they're just
Yeah.
making a video for their company. Whatever
Yeah.
they're doing, they're at
Mhm.
least they're like taking that creative risk to try to create something cool.
Yeah.
And even though there's like me and all these other people all around, they just were like oblivious.
Yeah,
And this guy's just like so focused with his camera. And I was like, man, that's
Dude,
that's
that was
awesome.
crazy. Yeah, I think I tried to do that one time with so we weren't going that fast though. We just had the trunk open and he was sitting in the back. And I was just going slowly. We were just trying to get like a car shot too. Nothing crazy like that. We were probably on like the main road, right?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. You're one off of
Yeah.
a main road.
I don't want like the guy to fall off. So scared. But yeah, man, props to that guy.
Yeah, he was on his belly and his
He's like laying like this.
chest
Yeah,
and up was hanging out of the car.
that's crazy. Damn.
Like almost half his body was
Yeah.
hanging out. So like he could have easily like
Yeah, he
face
could've
planted
fallen.
into the road, right?
So funny, man.
I thought that was cool though
Yeah,
because
that's cool.
normally I would laugh at someone like that.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, I'd be like, "Oh, look at this loser,
Yeah,
right?
what's he
If
doing,
you
yeah.
love your car that much." But now I'm like, you know, that guy is a hustler. Like he's a videographer. He's trying to pursue his passion. And he's working, right?
Yep.
And I'm like, oh man, I have like such respect for people that are willing to put themselves out in
man.
like embarrassing situations, right?
Yeah.
So
Who cares what people say? Just do it.
yeah, I hear you. Oh, what's going on? No questions. Oh, man's all left.
No, left you. No.
Oh well,
Like,
it's
what
all
are these
good.
guys talking about?
I know it's okay. Oh, we got a little spike.
What are you working on next for your channel?
I've kind of been rotating. I've been thinking about this a lot, and I have this idea where I want to rotate the types of videos I do. Where every month I want to create a video where there's no emphasis on B-roll or editing or special effects, nothing. 100% of my time and attention is all on story.
Oh, okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
There's not going to be a single B-roll shot. There's going to be no like, sound design. None of that. It's all the effort will be on just the like the information and the story, and then just a talking head video and then post it.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I did that recently with one of these. There was a video here. It's at the front, I think. What was the title? I already forgot the title of the video. I just posted it like last
the one with
week.
your dad?
No, it wasn't with my dad. It was about things you do, decisions I made in my 20s.
Oh yeah, last one,
Yeah. So this video is I just focused all on story, right? And then after that, I wanted to like kind of have maybe one video every couple months or so where I kind of focus on After Effects.
Oh, okay.
Like I want to slowly get better at video editing skills. I don't want to make it like an emphasis
Mm-hmm.
on getting better at it, but I still feel like there's value in
Yeah.
slowly improving, the type of editing that you
Yeah.
can do, right? But I'm realizing like I need to focus more on like story. So it's hard for me because I enjoy the editing process. I
Yeah.
love adding in like masks and
Yeah.
transitions and sound design. And all these things are fun. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's fun to do,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, it's like those things are extremely time consuming and they
Takes a
take
lot of
up so
time,
much
man.
of your
Yeah.
energy,
Yeah.
right? Where I feel like I want to kind of go through this transitional phase where I just focus more on story
Yeah.
and kind of see how the people react,
Yeah.
right? Like that one with my dad is like
That's crazy. And that one's just like almost
it's
like raw footage,
Yes,
right?
it's
Yeah.
raw footage of like my dad
And it's
looking at
cool though, just like
color.
just seeing his reaction and just like you didn't really need to edit anything on that.
Yeah, like nothing. It's
Yeah.
strange how YouTube is though,
Yeah,
right?
you gotta tell your dad, man. Make his own channel.
I know it's
Life
like,
at the cottage.
but at the same time, I was like, that seems like an interesting like thumbnail
It
and
is.
title,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah.
like what? Like this dude can't see color? Like
Yeah.
that's so weird, right?
That's really cool. Yeah, actually, it was like one of my favorite videos. But maybe it's because like the story, like how he's colorblind and then he's given
Hmm.
glasses and how and his reaction to it, just like seeing different colors. It was cool.
And I kind of did like
Yeah.
a case study where
Yeah.
these two videos here,
Yeah.
they're kind of on the same topic. If you look
Which one?
closely,
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
they're kind of the same duration.
Yep.
This was filmed, the My Dad Seeing Colors.
Mm-hmm.
It was filmed one afternoon with one camera
Okay.
in like half an hour.
Yeah.
Just turn it on, done.
Yeah.
The editing was super easy, nothing.
Yeah.
This other video, this took 2 weeks of editing with three separate days of footage, so many different angles and different
and look at the
cameras.
view difference. The view difference is like
right. I put 10 times the amount of effort and work into the painting video with my dad than I did the one with him seeing colors.
Yeah.
Right.
It's crazy, man.
But you see how the other one it performed so much better.
And this goes back to the whole documenting thing. He just documented the whole thing of giving him the gift, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It has nothing to do being creative or just putting. It's like the story behind that was so good, and you documented it, and people love it.
But this taught me a very valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Because I have these two videos on the same topic.
Yeah.
Right. One I put very minor effort into, and the other I put like 10 times as much time and effort into, and it's getting outperformed like 5 times over.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, man, this is why I kind of want to cut back on the video editing and effects and that type of stuff, and focus more on
the story.
Yeah, documenting the story, like you said. Right?
I agree, man. That's cool. Like that video, man. Just watching that was so cool.
I feel like this is what analytics is useful for, like this type of stuff, like learning.
Just comparing, right? Comparing what you want to do next or what your next video should be about.
And then you also really learn like what bombs.
Yep.
Like when you see something bomb and you're just like, dang. So it's like it's very interesting when I go through some of this stuff. Like this one is freaking trash.
Which one's that?
The loneliness.
Oh, this one.
It's like I called you. I think I called you. I FaceTimed you.
Oh, was it that one?
Yeah, I think
okay.
you. And then this
was
one
at the
too.
cottage too, right?
Yeah, and this one. There's another video with you where we're in that park with the
bro, man, make your videos bomb, bro.
Yeah, how come they all freaking
don't more me in your videos?
And then this one, it's like so random. Wake up at 5 a.m.
Oh, okay.
And look at it. It's just like,
jeez.
But who would think like waking up at 5 in the morning? That seems so.
It sounds interesting. The title sounds interesting, right?
Yeah, but also,
it is.
You know what? This is a huge problem I have with YouTube. It's like the title of your video and the thumbnail. It's almost just as important, if not more important, than the actual content itself. That drives me crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like, I just wish there was a way that, good quality content should be rewarded, not just a title and a thumbnail, right?
I feel like a lot of creators are leaving because of that.
Oh, really?
They feel like their content is not being appreciated on YouTube or not being shown. And that's the whole comparing yourself to other people again, right? And I agree with them. Like their content, the guy who left, his content was so good, but like I guess it wasn't getting picked up. Like I have more subscribers than him, but his stuff was like movie quality stuff, like stuff that you can probably go see.
Wow,
movies.
really?
It was really good, yeah.
But then he
Yeah, he
What?
left, and his reason was because yeah, it wasn't getting picked up, and I guess he couldn't really make a career out of it.
Oh my God. But then what did he do? Where did he go?
I think he's just working with brands now. He does a lot of concerts with like these big DJs, so he's just doing all these videos on the
Oh
side. Yeah, I'm
wow,
sure he's
that's so
making good money
interesting.
with it, but yeah, but yeah,
But
he left.
doesn't
He left because of that reason.
he doesn't post at
Yeah.
all.
No,
Wow.
yeah,
When's the last time he posted?
must probably like a year now.
A year?
Yeah, maybe 8 months, a year.
Dang.
Yeah,
That's that's tough, man.
yeah. Well, he was probably comparing himself to other creators, right? He's seeing all these guys who are blowing up, but you're like,
Yeah.
what do you? I don't know. That's the
It's
thing, right? You
hard.
never know. You never know what YouTube will reward. They
Mm-hmm.
might reward a video that took a day to do over a video that took a month to do. Right? You just never know. You
That's
can't
so
get discouraged
crazy.
by that.
Yeah.
It does suck, but you can't get discouraged.
This is what I feel is so important about YouTube and anyone that like wants to create a
Yeah,
channel. Like understanding your why,
yeah,
figuring out your goals,
yeah,
and just like working on your mindset and like
yeah.
mental health is so big for long-term YouTube
Hmm.
success. And even though like I'm nowhere close
Yeah.
to achieving my goals yet, I'm making like what, $40
Hmm.
a month off my channel, which is like what I can go buy like I don't know some food or
Yeah.
something,
Yeah.
right? But at the same time, it's like it's so important to like have a clear goal in mind, so you
Yeah.
know what to work towards. You don't
Yeah.
get caught up in all the nonsense,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it almost feels like it's unfair a lot of the times, and you'll see people that like maybe they just started YouTube 6 months ago,
Yeah.
and they have way more
And they
subscribers
blow
than
up.
you.
Yeah. I've
And they're
seen so
getting
many
way
channels
more,
like that.
right? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and then you're
That's
sitting
good.
there,
Yeah.
you've been posting consistently for years, and all of a sudden this random dude comes along out of nowhere, posts some
Bam. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
shitty videos with his phone,
Yeah.
and in 4 months,
Yeah.
his channel starts taking
Yeah.
off. And it's so hard for people to not get upset by that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because you feel like you're being treated unfairly.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're not, because you're being treated by a computer program,
Yeah.
right? That has no physical and human biases,
Yeah.
right? It doesn't know who you are or what
Mhm.
you've done. It just kind of
Yeah.
goes with the numbers,
Yeah.
right? And it's hard to like not let that affect your
Yeah.
mindset, right?
I think you just gotta have a goal, man. Like what your goal is, and not like you can't compare yourself to other people because everyone has a different goal. And like a person with 500,000 subscribers could be making less than you who has 60,000 subscribers, right? Because they're not getting a sponsorship deal. Like what you, it
Oh,
really
okay.
depends on what your goal is, right? Just
Mhm.
I feel like you just gotta stick to it. Don't compare yourself. I know it's kind of hard not to, but like try not to compare yourself to other people and just kind of stick to your lane and focus on what you're trying to do.
Mhm.
And that's what I'm trying to do now, right? Because before I did compare myself a lot to other creators. Now it's just kind of like, okay, what do I want to do? What's my goal for the next couple of years, right? What do I want to achieve?
Yeah, yeah.
And just keep going, and don't worry about the subs, don't worry about the views. Just keep going and do what I want to do, and not compare myself to other channels.
Yeah, I think that's also
Yeah.
really good advice, because you only have so much energy
Yeah.
throughout the day. And if you're always comparing yourself and getting upset, you're just wasting energy.
Yep.
Where you could use that energy towards something more productive.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's at the end of the day, right? I feel like that's what it's all about. Are you
Mhm.
using your energy and time in a positive way to benefit your channel?
Yeah.
Or are you using it in a negative way?
Yeah.
Where you're just like getting upset, oh, this is BS, YouTube hates me, the algorithm hates me.
Yeah.
How come this guy's doing so good? How come that guy has this many subscribers?
Yeah.
How come I'm not getting any shine?
Yeah.
Right? And it's like from a human level, like it's so
It is.
difficult. Like, and I struggle with this every day. Even now, I
Mhm.
still struggle with this.
Yeah.
I'm always like, man, how come like
Yeah.
my channel's not doing better? I feel like I'm putting in all this
Yeah.
work.
So you're grinding so much, right? And you're seeing a little progress, but like it's just defeating when you're not seeing that
Yeah.
big jump.
But it's tough because as like a human being,
Yeah.
you want to get that validation
Yeah.
from someone.
Mm-hmm.
So at the same time, I'm seeking validation from my work. Like
Yeah.
I'm seeking encouraging words from
Yeah.
you, right?
Mhm.
I want someone to like pat me on the back and
Yeah.
think, oh, don't worry, your time is coming.
Yeah.
You're doing a good job. I
Mhm.
want like that internal or external validation from my
Yeah.
peers to let me know I'm not wasting my time. Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that's like the nightmare, right?
Mhm.
Is to have one of those YouTube channels, and I'm sure you've seen them, that have been posting for like 7 years,
Yeah.
and they have like 700 subscribers.
But hold on,
You know
remember
what I mean?
Mr. Beast? How long did it take him to blow up?
That's true.
It took him
It
like
took him a
7 years.
long
I don't know if he
time,
was
right?
consistent though, but like it did take him a long time to get to where he is now.
How long did it take
He
him
was he was 13 or 14.
when he started?
I think so, yeah. And then he started posting, and now I don't know if he's like maybe 22, 23.
Yeah.
But it took him a while to get to where he is now.
Yeah, he had some really
Yeah.
good advice that I always try to remind
Yeah.
myself. He's like, I always hear people that have been grinding on YouTube for 2 to 3 years and they
Yeah.
complain while they're not growing. He's like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
Try 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, keep going.
It's different for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Like, it could blow up for some people, man. Like you said, in 6 months it could blow up for you, but like I wouldn't rely on that. Like just just be like, have the goals of the mindset of like, you have to grind this out. You have to grind this out and grow your channel, right? Not expect it to just blow up in like 6 months.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think that, okay, if I just do this, post every day for a few months, my channel should get up there. And it discourages them when they don't see that progress or they don't see all the stats and analytics. Right?
That's so true. And I really took that advice to heart. Because sometimes I'm like, oh man, I've been grinding 2 years and like nothing's happening. Yeah. But Mr. Beast's like, I always hear those people complaining after they've been grinding for 2 years. I'm like, man, he's just like speaking to me, right? I'm just like, it's like, okay, I guess I found my answer already. Yeah. Hey, can you guys talk about being self-taught versus learning what everyone else learns by the textbook, the pros and cons? That's interesting. Being self-taught.
With the tough questions.
Well, because for anyone who doesn't know, both of us are pretty much self-taught, and
I learned from YouTube, man.
in life, right?
Yeah, it's funny because I learned from YouTube and I'm teaching on YouTube now.
You learned from YouTube, and now you're
teaching on YouTube as well.
Oh, it goes full circle, right?
It's funny. What were you saying?
It's interesting because Tina's asking, being self-taught versus learning by the textbook. Like, definitely one of the cons with being self-taught. In the beginning, it's so hard. Yeah. Because you have when you're seeking like self-education, you don't have that structure of how, like, when you like learn from like a school education or a textbook, whatever, it's very structured. It's like book 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then semester. Like, it's very structured, right, and laid out, like you said. But when you're seeking like self-education, it's all on you. You have no idea what you're learning can be applicable to your future, or can even like support you in any way. Like when you started learning about videography, you had no idea that it was going to work out.
A lot of it was hands-on. A lot of it was just like, okay, I learned all this stuff on YouTube, but like I got to apply it, right? So I learned a lot of it. Yeah, I said I learned a lot through YouTube, but just actually playing around with it, playing around with the camera, shooting styles and editing styles. That's how you actually learn, right? When you actually just try to do it, even though your first couple edits are probably gonna suck. You just gotta do it, and you learn, right? And then your next edit will be a little bit better than your first one or your last one.
Yeah, that's true.
And I started off doing weddings, so doing weddings, I couldn't do it by myself. I didn't know what to do. I watched all the videos, I did all of my research, but like in order for me to actually learn how to shoot a wedding, I had to actually shoot it. So I contacted some guys, and I was a third shooter for certain people, and then I became like a second shooter for certain people. And then just the more you do it, the more you just kind of like learn new things, right? So I feel like just putting yourself out there and actually being hands-on, I think that was the best way for me to learn.
Yeah, that's true. Because I feel like people learn in different ways.
Yeah.
Like we have some friends who learn great textbooks, who are very structured. They just get like a certain number of pages they have to read, and then they can retain all that information. Yeah. Whereas someone like me, if I don't have a thorough interest in that topic or book, I'm not going to retain anything from reading. It's just going to go right over my head. I'm just going to be reading words that go like right past me. I won't understand any of it, right? And I think it's like a comprehension issue. Like if you're someone that kind of struggles learning academically, or in academia, whereas maybe going out, on a shoot like at a wedding or something, where you're forced to learn on the spot. I feel like there's a lot of people that learn better that way. Yeah. Right.
And I think I learned better that way. Just being put on the spot and be like, okay, they're relying on you to get this footage. You got to do it. Like, you got to do it. You got to figure it out.
Yeah, I think definitely the pros is like, if you're good at learning from structure or learning by textbook, it's a lot safer and easier way to improve. Whereas You know, if you're someone that's more like me and you, I
Yeah.
guess it's almost like hitting your head against the wall.
Yeah.
It's like so frustrating,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I guess textbooks, like you said, is everything's laid out for you. But
Mm-hmm.
cons is like, I feel like it's not always good to go by the textbook, right? There's always,
Yeah.
everything's always evolving, and there's always new ways of doing things. And I feel like just doing whatever the book tells you to do is just, I don't know. For me, it's not. I think maybe certain things, but for the niche that I'm in, and maybe what you're in, like I think learning on our own, being hands on, is the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. I get more satisfaction from being self-taught.
Right? Yeah. Same here.
You know, like when I was in school, I learned something, but okay, it's cool. But now I'm like, yo, I taught myself Adobe
Yeah,
Premiere.
exactly.
Like, oh
And
man,
how did you learn it? You just did it. You
I
just opened the program and you
yeah
actually did it, right?
yeah. Like whenever I would open up Adobe Premiere, and I would just be cutting.
Yeah.
What do you call it? When you're just chopping up the video, you just doing regular cuts,
Okay.
and you're cutting out all the dead air. Does it have a
Okay.
name?
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
chopping it up, so
Yeah.
all you
Yeah.
have is hard cuts.
Yeah.
And then I get to a point where like, oh, how do I edit this out? Or oh,
Mm.
how do I add this transition?
Yeah.
I don't know how. So
Mhm.
then I would just type that into
Yeah.
YouTube and then learn that way. But I didn't learn from watching the video. I learned from imitating the instructions on the video.
Yeah.
And then I learned by doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it was like it was almost like because I was teaching myself something physically, it just stuck in my mind better and I was able
Yeah.
to retain that information. Whereas whenever I would like absorb information optically, like just from my eyes, just from reading text, it's
Mhm.
like almost as if my brain struggled to recall it because I
Yeah.
wasn't putting it into action.
Mhm.
And that's what I found with video editing. And I was like, okay, I'm just gonna edit,
Mhm.
and when I get stuck, just search it up real quick, learn how to do it, and then
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of like retain it and just
Yeah.
learn as I go along. Instead of people who like, oh, I'm gonna buy a 7-day course on how to learn to edit in Premiere Pro.
Yeah.
I feel like that wouldn't have worked for me.
Yeah.
I need to
Your
just like,
style's different, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
jump in there and
Yeah.
just kind of get after it and just sort of get messy
Yeah.
and figure it out as I went
Yeah.
along, right?
But yeah, like you said earlier too, there are some people that like it textbook, like how everything's just laid out for them, and it's just instead of them having to search for all these things online, everything's laid out for them. And I have met a lot of people where that methods work better.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So I guess it's just different for everybody.
And then I feel like if you're in between,
Yeah.
if you kind of benefit from both, something like Skillshare is probably
Yeah,
good,
there's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
right?
Skillshare
Where
has a
you
lot of
get
stuff.
that hands-on, but you also have that structure.
Yeah.
Because YouTube doesn't have that structure. It's just like one video,
Mhm.
it's just like it's like a spew of information all at once. But like when you have those, what's that other website similar to Skillshare you use? Udemy or
Oh,
something?
Udemy. Yeah, Udemy has that too.
Udemy.
Yeah,
It has like
courses.
chapters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's good too to
Yeah.
learn.
There's a lot. There's actually one for, I can't remember the name, for videography and photography, just dedicated just to those two. And it's the same thing. It's just like a class. It has different days for you to do it, and it's just laid out for you easily. Right?
Mhm.
So I guess it works better for some people.
Yeah, you're
So
making a class, right?
yeah, I had one, but I kind of shifted, and I didn't want to. It was on Final Cut Pro, and I didn't want it
Okay.
just to be on Final Cut Pro, so I kind of like shifted away from it a little bit. So I'm gonna change it up and make it more like how to make money doing videography kind of thing, right? Kind of shift it into that instead, because I feel like
Okay.
it'll do. I think more people would want that instead of just Final Cut Pro.
Instead of just
Yeah.
Final Cut Pro is very specific.
Yeah. So something more like, okay, how can you use your skills with Final Cut and shooting and make money from it? Right?
Okay, so
Yeah.
then the people that are in my situation, the
Yeah.
Adobe Premiere or the
Yeah.
DaVinci Resolve
It'll be
people,
it'll be a bit more open. It won't just be Final Cut, right? Because there'll be like a lot of parts to it where it's just like shooting and how to contact people, how to negotiate stuff with different companies and brands, right? So it won't just be Final Cut.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Because then
Yeah.
it can be applicable to
Yeah.
more people.
Yeah, I wanted to open it up a little bit more,
Hmm.
and there will be the editing portion where it will just be Final Cut, but at least majority of it will benefit like a bigger audience.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you ever think you'd be like a teacher in the future?
Man, no, man. It's so weird. It just happened.
It's like so
man.
random,
yeah,
right?
dude.
Like, who would have
just
thought
happened, bro.
you'd be
I was
like
like
a
the
teacher?
quietest guy in like elementary school, high school. and now I'm like here teaching on YouTube. It's so funny, man. That's why when people are like, "Oh, I'm too shy," I'm like, "Bro, if you just if you knew who I was before, I didn't talk, man. My name on the social Asian Avenue before was Quiet Flip
Quiet.
because I was so quiet, man. Didn't talk, right?
That's so funny.
So like, if I can do this, man, anyone can do it.
Yeah.
Just you gotta put time into it and actually dedicate yourself.
But you see, like, if you were to tell your future self where you would have ended up, it seems like such an unlikely outcome, right?
I wanted to be a basketball player,
right? But like, it doesn't really make sense,
man.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's not until you sort of put yourself out there, and force yourself to do it, then you're like, oh man, this is like kind of fun.
Yeah, it is.
Because it was the same with me. I never liked cameras in high school.
Yeah, that's weird. Because before when we talked before, you never really showed any interest. Yeah.
I never cared about cameras at all. We had photography class in high school.
Yeah. Right. Well, I never even took that. That's weird.
Yeah, I had no interest. And even like back in the day, those like camcorders.
Yeah.
That's like a brick and it has like a flip out screen.
Yeah,
you know those things.
One of those, yeah.
Remember we would. I think you had one of those.
I did,
you would record things that we did like back in the day. Even then, I was just like, I don't have any interest in it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until like the GoPro came out.
I think that's when. Yeah, I remember we started with the GoPro. Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, this is cool. I love that. Even though that GoPro, it was. I think it was a 4. It was super shaky. It had no stabilization. You had to get the gimbal. Remember, you had the gimbal for the GoPro,
just so they keep it steady.
Yeah, and it was just like terrible quality, and it was super shaky. But the fact that you could have a camera, that's like that could fit in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
Right, and you could just like kind of bring that around and record things with it. I was like, oh man, this is so cool. And that was my gateway into videography.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Was that little thing?
I remember you just started vlogging with it too. Right, you started maybe with your phone and the GoPro, I think maybe, and you started vlogging. Yeah,
the phone is okay, but again, it's clunky.
It's
big brick.
Like if you have no choice, like the cameras on these phones can create cool stuff if you really put in the time to like use it and learn your phone. You can make a lot of cool stuff with it. It's just like you said, it's just clunky. And if I had a GoPro, I'd probably pick the GoPro over the phone first.
Oh yeah,
or like another like those Osmo Action, the small ones.
Those tall,
like
skinny
small
ones.
Like I would probably pick that. But if I had a phone and had to create something, I'm pretty sure I can make something with it.
Dang, yeah, because like how long ago was that? Because I remember I made like a GoPro. I'm just curious. I'm gonna look. Is it 2 years?
3 years maybe?
I remember I made like it's like a cinematic video. I think it was this one.
Was that the
summer 2019? Yeah, that one. That was one that got all these unlisted videos. Unlisted. See, look at all the supplements. Like, how does this apply to losing weight, working out?
It was related to your first stuff, like stuff that you're posting
like cardio. I was like, what is all this? It doesn't make any sense, right? So I enlisted all those things, and now like when you go to my channel, it's like you kind of have a general idea of what it's kind of more about.
Yeah,
right? You're just like, oh, okay, it's about all these like weird. How come that's here? What the heck? We're
Shifted
gonna be over here. Okay, that's weird. Whatever. Oh well, we'll see what happens. I'm excited. I have a lot of things in the works.
That's good, man.
It's tough though. Like, it's tough to like keep grinding through when you look at like your long-term views and it's like a horizontal line.
Yeah.
Because when I go to mine now, dude, it's like 0 increase. It's just like
really? It's just kind of
it's so bizarre. Like when I go in, look, it's like horizontal. It's literally a straight line for the past year.
Yeah.
So I've had a full year of like just.
Yeah, it's a big jump here, though. Is that November maybe?
This is like a Google ad or something that I was playing around with. Yeah. So basically, it's like it's like a straight line. Oh, whoops! I was supposed to call my dad.
Oh shoot!
Forgot.
Put him on the live stream.
Whoops! I was like, yeah, I'll call you back in 5 minutes.
Oh really? You forgot? Wow.
Do you watch that show alone?
Not yet. I've been seeing it pop out a lot though. But don't tell me, man. I'm gonna watch it.
Dude, it's
That's
so
all
good.
they-
Have you watched any of them?
I watched the one season with
Which one?
I can't remember. It was in the snow. That was in the Arctic. Was it?
Like they're all
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much
yeah, yeah,
end up in the snow.
yeah. All the seasons. They're all like that.
Well, they all mostly start in the fall, and then
Oh, it
towards
moves
the end of
on.
the
Okay,
challenge,
okay.
because it has to end,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because in the winter, there's like no more food, so it kind of forces like the
yeah.
season to end, right?
How many seasons do they have now?
8.
Which one did you just finish? 'Cause I'll probably watch that
8
one.
is
I
going
don't
on
think
right
I'll go in
now.
order.
There's 2 more episodes in
Yeah.
season 8. I
Yeah.
think it's 8. It's good, man. That's one thing I had to sacrifice.
Oh, watching
TV
that?
shows.
Really?
Yeah, shows. Like the past, let me see, all of 2020 and the first 8 months of 2021, I've literally watched nothing.
Damn.
No movies.
Yeah.
No Netflix series.
Yeah.
No documentaries. Like nothing.
Yeah.
Like I've been watching Alone, and that's like 10 episodes.
Yeah.
And I've cut everything else out. Like no video games. Like just
Yeah.
like nothing. Like literally nothing.
Yeah.
And just like been focused like 100% on
growing this, right?
growing and getting better and improving.
Yeah, you
And
gotta
like,
work. You got your 9 to 5 too, right?
and the
that you can focus on.
consistency is kind of here. It's there, sort of. But
You're gonna see that spike, man. It's gonna come.
yeah,
It's just, I guess it's it's taking longer for your channel, but
it's hard, man.
yeah,
Because I have to have this like blind faith
yeah,
that it's gonna work
Yeah.
out, but there's no guarantee that it will, right? And then like I see your channel doing well, right? And it's like, oh man, that's like so cool. I'm like,
yeah,
can I do that? I don't know, maybe, right? And it's like I get advice from you, and I talk to other people,
Yeah.
and I listen to other, big time YouTubers, and I try to learn from them
Yeah,
and try to
yeah.
apply it, right?
Mhm.
Because that's the big thing is the application
Mhm.
of the knowledge. But at the same time, there is no guarantee that it's ever going to work out,
Yeah.
right? You have
Yeah.
no idea. It could be next month, next
Could be.
year, or
tomorrow,
even like
man.
3 years.
Could be tomorrow or 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have no idea,
Yeah.
right?
This is, I guess, the best thing for you to do is just set yourself up to succeed, right? Like, just make sure that you're doing the proper things, and also making sure that you're having fun with it still. Because if it feels like it's another 9 to 5 to you, then it's gonna, it's not gonna be fun, man.
Yeah.
So you gotta enjoy it and mix it up a little bit. That's why I said the whole thing with balance earlier, where I gotta make sure that I'm making content that I love too, right? Like that actually makes me really, really happy to do. So.
I thought of that a lot too,
Yeah.
and I was thinking like, because YouTube Shorts are big on YouTube now. YouTube Shorts are huge because they fit that vertical resolution on your smartphone, right? They're super quick, less than a minute. And I was thinking like, man, should I make YouTube Shorts? And then I was like, I stopped and I asked myself, why do you want to make YouTube Shorts? Or why are you considering it? I'm like, oh, I want to grow my channel. I'm like, okay, do you enjoy making YouTube Shorts?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, not really. I don't want to make videos that are like 59 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't really like that. Like I know a lot of people do. And I was like, am I gonna have fun making YouTube Shorts?
Yeah.
And I was like, probably not.
Yeah.
So then I
decided
not to do it. Right. And I think that that's the important internal dialogue you need to have with yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas, are you enjoying what you're doing? Because in the long run, that's more beneficial than doing something that you think will succeed.
Yeah.
Right. Because here's a hypothetical situation. What if I start doing YouTube Shorts, right? And my channel starts growing, right? But I hate it.
Yeah.
Then what if I quit? Then I just quit the platform, and then what was the point of all of that, right?
Yeah.
So at the same time,
you gotta enjoy it,
Yeah, I'm trying to think about like long-term, like longevity, where it's fun. I'm enjoying what I'm doing, but like you said, it's not a job.
Yeah. It can't feel like a job, man. If it starts feeling like a job, then I feel like you're just gonna end up quitting.
Yeah, I know. That's why you see so many YouTube channels, right? You see them post for like 6 months, and all of a sudden it's like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, well, shit, what happened? So I'm trying to not be one of those people, but when you see stuff like this, it's like, man, it's so.
Mine's dropping too, man. Mine's kind of like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because this year's been kind of like off for me, man. I haven't been consistent at all this year.
But you've been busy though.
Yeah, it's just been like, I don't know. This year's been kind of off, but I'm trying to put it back together now with like the content. Like I have some stuff planned, and then I have the shorts and all that stuff too, like the reels, TikToks. So
Yeah,
hopefully
that's
finish
good.
off strong for the rest of the year.
Well, that'll give you a nice
Yeah.
little boost, right? See, I love looking at like my analytics and stuff. Lifetime. Look at all these failed YouTube
Those
channels.
vlogs. I remember you had a gaming thing too. Didn't you have a gaming thing?
Look at this.
Weren't you gaming at one point?
Yeah. 2008.
Yeah.
Had content.
That's
14
crazy.
views a day. Look at that. And then it quit. This one, I don't know what the heck all
Only
this
10.
is.
Basketball videos?
20 views in that day.
Did you post up videos of us playing basketball before?
I think so. This it went on pretty good. A bunch of views. Quit. Third time. Started up.
This is when you start vlogging?
I think so. Quit.
2017. Yeah.
Fourth time. 2017.
Yeah.
Quit. 2018. Started back up a little bit. Quit. And then here. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
2019?
Sixth. This is a sixth attempt.
Yeah.
And then finally.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all right, man. It's gonna go boom.
But look, you see how many like past mistakes I've made?
I think you need
6
to.
different occasions.
You're trying to figure out what you wanted to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure in between those, you're doing other things that you're, I don't know, trying out as well, right? Not just YouTube. So
I wish I had those.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is in here? Like I know there's like basketball videos and like some random stuff. But like I always wonder, like, man, I wish I had those because I deleted them. Like 2008.
Keep them private. Don't delete them.
I think it got flagged for copyright infringement because I used like music from Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
And then it just, because you know when you get that copyright thing, you get that it removes, it mutes the whole track.
And some countries can't hear the music too.
Yeah, so it's not good. Yeah, I know. So yeah, that's the struggles, man.
Keep going, bro. As long as you're having fun with it, man.
Yeah,
you gotta enjoy the grind.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's hard though because you have a kid and you do the 9 to 5, and of course you want to split up family time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, of course.
All balance.
Tell us one thing that made a significant impact or change on your lives.
Kids.
Kids?
Kids, man. For good. It changed a lot of things. Just like, I guess it started with Mills. Mills was definitely like the first one, right? Mills is 14 now. So 14 years ago. But I just started realizing like it's tough having a lot of kids. Like when Vera was born, last one, just having them close together is just it's been a lot more of a struggle because we had to like balance a lot more things, right? Because I had to help Mary out a lot more. So
yeah, definitely
changed it to where we had to like change the way we live too, like the way we do stuff, like the way I had to come in before. I used to be able to come whenever I wanted to, right? Before Vera was born.
Yeah.
But now I had to like adjust all that.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
Definitely a game changer, a big game changer. But I think it's just adapting and then figuring out a different way to do it, right?
Yeah. You know what else that I found interesting about becoming a father is you get this new motivation of trying to succeed for your kids, not just for yourself. Yeah. Whereas before, when you don't have kids, you're kind of just, you want more money so you can buy stuff. Yeah. You want to be successful so you can go here. Like it's all about you. Yeah. Right. But as soon as you become a parent,
you change. Yeah. Priorities change.
Your priorities change, and the needs of your kids are now above yours. Oh yeah. And it's no longer like I don't want to make money so I can buy a PlayStation. Yeah. It's like, well, I want to make money so I can buy things for my daughter. Yeah. And your mindset kind of changes, and it's good because you can use that as like fuel. Yeah. And motivation. Yeah. And it's part of like a driving factor too. Yeah. That, maybe YouTube can be something like it could maybe change my life one day. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could help my financial situation one day or something. Like you never know, right? Yeah. But it's like this little extra motivation that I've noticed that I've got. Yeah. Where it's like there's days where I'm like, man, I just don't want to edit this video. Yeah. Like I just don't want to. But then it's like if I don't do it now, I'm gonna need time later, and that might take away family time away from me if I'm have to. So I try to force myself. Yeah. Okay. Now now is the time for me to get this done. So I kind of try to get it done. Yeah. Right. So I feel like for me it was huge in terms of like my motivation as like a human being. Yeah. Because I'm no longer creating just for me. Yeah.
Right? It's for your daughter now as well, your family. Yeah, no, that makes sense, man. This is how I had that with Mills too, but I felt like since there's like a big gap there, the in between was like felt like I went into like a little selfish mode where it's like, oh, I want to do stuff for myself. But then when
Mm,
we had Zoe again, it's just like realizing like, okay, like it's all about the kids. It's like you're doing this for the kids,
yeah.
right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you're doing this for the kids. You got to make sure that they're set up right for the future, and it's cool. Like I like it. I like that motivation. I like that little push, right?
Yeah.
Because you don't want them to starve, so you're gonna make sure you do stuff that makes that they're set and they're good, like not set for failure in the future.
Mm-hmm. It gives you good perspective.
Yeah,
You know, it gives you like perspective. It's not all about you,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it
Yeah,
kind of like it humbles you,
yeah,
right?
it does.
And even if it's not kids, it could be like trying to be a better parent or not
Mm,
parent, better son or better
yeah,
brother or better cousin or better husband. Like there's
yeah,
other things that can motivate you and not
yeah.
just kids, right? But I feel like it's very important to know that it's not always just about you, right?
Mm,
There's
yeah,
there's more to life than just
yeah,
being selfish,
yeah,
right?
yeah. No, that's true.
It's
That's
tough,
true,
man.
man.
Oh, here, if you could pick one platform to be successful on other than YouTube, what would you choose?
Other than YouTube,
Um, okay. Short term, I'd pick Twitch.
okay,
Like if I
like
could
gaming.
short
Yeah,
term,
okay,
short term.
yeah, yeah,
Like just like right now.
yeah,
Because I have an opinion that I don't think Twitch is gonna last.
yeah, yeah.
That's just my opinion though. I would love to be successful in some ways streaming video games,
Okay,
I
yeah,
guess, even though I don't really play anything.
yeah,
But I feel like that'd be a lot of fun.
yeah.
Because Twitch is fun. They have all those
It is,
emotes and
yeah,
all these.
yeah.
It's
Actually, I
different,
might,
right?
yeah, I'm probably leaning towards the same direction as you, like a gaming channel. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like I don't know another platform that I'd wanna, because I feel like, no, I don't really want to. Well, TikTok's there, but I don't think that's my thing, man.
Yeah. You know what I was
Yeah,
thinking? So short term, I would say Twitch.
yeah.
Long term, I would say Spotify
Okay,
because
for like the
podcasts.
podcast, yeah,
Because this is like an opinion I have.
yeah,
It's not like based on any type of proof or anything.
yeah,
But recently, Spotify bought the individual rights to have Joe Rogan
yeah, yeah,
podcast solely on Spotify,
yeah,
right? And what I've noticed is that whenever I search for a podcast,
yeah,
back in the day, I would search Apple Podcasts,
yeah.
Android Podcast. I would search the podcast app. Now, when I search for a podcast, it's Spotify.
It's like the top one that comes up.
I
Yeah.
don't even think about Android
Oh, okay, okay.
podcasts.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, say I'm looking for what was I searching for? Lex Friedman's podcast. This computer science jiu-jitsu guy. Instead of going to Android podcast, I immediately went to Spotify.
yeah.
So now Spotify has been my default platform for podcasts.
Okay.
And I feel like they've changed the whole narrative with podcasts.
Yeah.
Now Spotify is the platform. And I feel like that's going to be the future.
Yeah. I
Right?
agree with it. Yeah. Aren't they like implementing video as well?
Yeah, they are. They already have it.
Oh, they already have it?
Yeah. You watch a
Jeez.
podcast on Spotify. They
Oh, I
have.
didn't know that, man.
Yeah, man. And you know what else
Yeah.
Spotify does that I believe in? They
Yeah.
believe in creative freedoms.
Yeah.
They came out and said, if we're not going to censor the lyrics in rap music,
Yeah.
then we're not going to censor the words that people say in podcasts.
Oh, okay, okay.
Right? That's
Yeah,
creative
yeah,
freedom.
yeah, yeah.
Right? And I was like, wow, that is
Yeah. That's true.
that is
That's good.
so it because this is anti-cancel culture.
Yeah.
This is what I'm afraid of when it comes to things like, like Facebook or whatever, Twitter.
Yeah.
Is these platforms, it's like they promote cancel culture where you
Mhm.
have to be very careful as a creative with what you say or else you could get canceled. But at the same time, if you're a creator and you're trying to promote creativity, you have to let creators take risks, right?
Yeah.
That's the worst thing. If a comedian or a content creator is afraid of creating something because out of backlash,
Yeah.
then there's so much less likely to be creative and
Yeah.
create those new things,
Yeah.
right? So I look at a platform like Spotify.
That's cool. I didn't think
Yeah.
about Spotify.
I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I feel like
That's
Spotify
awesome.
is going to be
Yeah.
like the future
That's awesome.
because now all
Yeah.
my podcasts immediately go here, right? See, it's like
Yeah.
a video.
This video, I didn't know that.
Yeah, man, look at
That's
that.
crazy.
Right? It's amazing.
Yeah.
And on top of that, so many people already have Spotify subscriptions
Yeah,
for
yeah.
music. So it's just a natural transition, right? So I'm just like, I see that, and I'm like, oh, okay. So they're kind of like sneakily taking over the podcast game on the side, right? But this is why I said Twitch short term and Spotify long term, because with live streaming, I feel like platforms like Facebook and YouTube are going to pull away from Twitch.
Okay.
Because this is what Twitch has the same problem where they're not like promoting like the creative freedoms and ways to promote like small creators. It's very hard to get discovered, right?
They're always changing too, man. I heard Instagram's just going to be video only soon. Like they're taking away photos.
Really?
Yeah, that's what Mills was telling you. So
Instagram.
Yeah, so they're gonna push more videos, like video related stuff, instead of.
See, they want to take over that like TikTok.
Yeah.
Instagram is very smart because they killed Snapchat.
Snapchat, yeah, I don't.
They took that whole idea of snaps and made it into stories. Yeah. And now who uses Snapchat? It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know many people that use it still.
Yeah, but this is why I'm so keen on YouTube and Spotify. I try to look at what those companies are doing and what are they doing long term. And I'm like, oh, okay, I see what you guys are doing. YouTube is getting into the streaming game. Yeah. Right. They're having those super chats. Yeah. Right. And all these things they want to add in for creators. I'm like, okay, so instead of streaming on Twitch, this is why I have my live stream on YouTube. Yeah. Is because I believe in the platform that it's going to be better off in the future. Yeah, yeah. Whereas other things like Snapchat, Twitch, and I feel like these things could fade away. Yeah. Right? If that makes any sense. No, it
makes a lot of sense, man. I think Tina's answer is OnlyFans. You gonna allow that?
Bearzi OnlyFans?
Only Bearzi OnlyFans.
You know what? I'm. Do you like if you can use OnlyFans and you have a talent?
People are gonna pay for you? Do it, man.
Yeah, I'm all in. Yeah. I'm all supportive of that.
Same. Like I have nothing against it at all. They can make the money off
this. Is huge too. I discovered this like a couple weeks ago. Spotify has audiobooks.
Oh, really? You started adding it in? That's huge.
They have good audiobooks too. Yeah. That's another big game.
That's the thing with me, man. I'd rather listen to an audiobook than actually read the book.
Yeah,
I don't know. Too. Mary's the same too. So we love audiobooks.
Is it a comprehension thing or a time thing?
I think it's a time thing, because especially when I have to drive somewhere that's far, if I'm driving to my parents' place, I'd rather just listen to an audiobook than to listen to music. And I feel like that time, the hour or 2 hours I'm driving, could be used. Instead of I'd want to read a book, but I feel like since we have kids and can't really we're having a hard time balancing stuff already. I think audiobooks would work best. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Just plug it in, play it whenever you get the chance.
Yeah, I discovered this recently. Yeah. It's amazing.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Because the way that I consumed audiobooks before was with Audible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we used Audible.
And you have to pay for the subscription. The book, and you get that one credit per month or whatever. And it's like, well, what if you want to read a ton of audiobooks, right? And then I go on Spotify where we already have a subscription, and it's just endless. And I was reading, not reading.
Is there a lot? They have a huge selection.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, check it out.
And you know how it is. You can pre-download. So right now I'm going through the 4-hour work week.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
I started it on Monday. Yeah. It's like a 10-hour audiobook. Or 8 or 9 hours. Already more than halfway done. Dude, so good. Yeah. So good. And I never knew. Spotify.
Really?
No, I never knew.
I didn't know until now too.
This is why, man. When I see these moves that Spotify is making, I'm like, man, I gotta have my podcast. Yeah. So I have my podcast on Spotify. We pay for a subscription on Spotify.
That's cool.
And it's like,
oh, dude, Spotify is the future,
right?
It seems like
you think about it, right?
If they're applying all these things, it's just crazy.
It's just you need to think what are the moves that these companies and platforms are making for the long-term growth? Yeah. Because it's not about, it's the companies that get caught up in short-term profits and they don't think to please the audience in the future for long-term gain, right? Yeah. And when I see companies like YouTube implement the applause button or super chats or
Yeah.
YouTube movies. You
Yeah.
can see those movies for free on
Yep.
YouTube, YouTube
Yep.
Music, all these things that YouTube does. I'm like, wow, who's going to compete with that?
Yeah.
Right? And then I see what Spotify's doing. They're like adding all these things behind the scenes. I'm like, dude, that's awesome.
Adapt or die, right? You gotta like, you gotta like give people what they want and make sure that you're set up for the future too. So like, I think that's what they're doing. These companies, at least Spotify, and I'm seeing it on Facebook too. Actually, they started Facebook Gaming.
Oh yeah,
and they're they're getting a lot of gamers coming from Twitch to switch to Facebook, and they're giving them like, they're not taking any money from them too. They're giving them all the donations and stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that's a big thing, because I think Twitch takes a percentage, right? And YouTube.
Twitch takes like
half,
50%.
Big chunk,
yeah.
So YouTube right now is like, yep, it's all yours. Take it.
Wow.
I don't know how they're making money for it, but I'm sure there's other ways for them to make money from that.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited for the future. Hey, bro, we did 2 hours.
Oh, damn, that was 2 hours.
Yeah, that's 2 hours.
Oh boy.
Hey, anyone have any more questions, or is this us and Tina?
This is us left there. Just Tina watching, man. Tina probably fell asleep too.
Yeah, Chitsu, you guys are so boring. You're just talking about YouTube for 2 hours.
Next time we're gonna make We're gonna do something viral. We're gonna go viral.
Yeah.
Something crazy on your stream.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is when like, we're passionate about this platform. It's something that we both love to do and we both believe in. Right, so I'm excited to see what happens in the future.
Yep. Thanks for having me on, bro.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for the tips.
Yeah, no problem.
And for anyone that missed the live stream and is watching this after the fact, hopefully you guys can check out the next one live. It'll be Saturday, August 28th. Hopefully on time this time at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. So that's like New York time. So that's it. Thanks, bro, for coming on. Brian Francisco is his channel. If anyone wants to check it out, 100K subs.
Thanks, man.